How about now? Thank you, Zeus. Let me go ahead and do my intro again, since no one can hear it in the first place. Hello, people of Earth. It is your pal, the Orbital Outcast, Rad Gnarly, coming with another Loki broadcast. Today is Thursday, and you know what that means. We continue our relaunch of the GWA, the Fireball Wrestling World. But first, I'd like to say hello to everyone in chat or checking us out on VOD. No matter where or when you happen to be in this great big old world of ours, happy to have you with us. Hope that day finds you well, and I hope you can finally hear that. Thanks again, Zeus711, for tipping me in there. We're trying an entirely new scene collection in OBS today, and I forgot to switch my microphone over to the beyond default settings. All right, we're all squared away now. Now, I have a second confession to make beyond my being ill-prepared for the microphone to start the broadcast today. I have already booked our first card for today, even though I kept claiming and will continue to put forth the idea that I'm going to try to do as much of the GWA behind-the-scenes stuff on screen as possible. So let me explain why that's not the case for the beginning of our broadcast today. Over the course of the week, I spent a lot of time mulling over how I'm going to approach the booking of this version of the GWA. I'm trying to challenge myself to not only do well in the hard mode of this game, which I've never attempted before, and also to play it straight in that I'm not going to be stealing title belts. I've already put self-imposed but still gaming limitations in the sort of 3 strikes and I'm out rule in terms of contract negotiations and signing people and having them show up and so on and so forth. But I also wanted to challenge myself to see if month to month, as these are 1-month events that we're putting on, I could find a way to book logically, and sort of to that end I'm trying to keep track of records this time around and make what happens on screen matter more, both to me, so it's easier for me to do commentary for, and for the audience, so it'll actually make more sense when everything comes together on screen. So to that end, I tried to, since we now have 8 members on our roster, book a tournament to crown our first GWA champion in this generation, because I noticed how many other champions were being crowned across the wrestling landscape, and was like, gee, we better get in on that action and try to fight our way toward profitability, sooner rather than later. Turns out, as I tried to book it over the course of the week, just to sort of get a feel for, okay, we can maybe even upgrade to a 200 or like a 2,500 seater out of this gymnasium if we book a tournament, because that's going to attract more of a crowd with the title on the line. Turns out we can't even book a tournament because we are only 37% of the way to tournament viability, according to the game. So we have to produce more successful events just in general before, I don't know, I guess the wrestling gods or whomever is in charge of allowing tournaments to happen lets us put one on and crown a champion. So we're still losing money, and we're still just trying to scrape out our own little space in this vast wrestling landscape. We're up against it this time around for sure, but that gives us opportunity. And since I can't book a one-night tournament at the moment, we have already booked a couple of cards where we haven't had any repeat matches, like we've had no rematches from our first 2 months so far. So in theory, while I can't do a single night tournament, what I can turn it into is, let me see if this works properly. There we go. The GWA Championship Series, where we now have 8 roster members that can participate in a round-robin tournament. So you see there in green and red, respectively, are the wins and losses and the time or place that the matches took place. Y obviously meaning year, M meaning month. So year, let's just go across. Like David Houston, for example, lost to Thomas Walker on the second show, but beat Mickey Williams on the first show for a total of 2 points. And you can already see that they're booked to face El Tejano Jr. in our upcoming card. So what I'm going to be able to do, and let me just boop this out of the way real quick. What I'm going to be able to do now that I'm keeping track of where things lie in terms of a round robin tournament is provide those fresh matchups and fill out that graph as we go, and hoping that we can continue to run shows and don't run out of money. By the time we get tournament viable, we can either run a tournament using the standings as tournament seeding, or we can take the top 2 performers, if we still can't run a tournament, and throw them in a match for the title, because they will have earned it going through a round-robin tournament without even really realizing it. I'm having to book this sort of outside of the game, where the game will just allow me to book singles matches. Also, you may notice right down here, we have a couple of guests with us today. Our first match features Brit Baker and Frankie Monet, formerly known as Taya Valkyrie, in a bit of a female female wrestler dream match. I don't know why I had to specify their gender, but just a bit of a dream match there, a little independent wrestling action we wouldn't normally provide to people. We have a couple of near injuries on our roster. Bill Bullock and Matt Robinson have severely damaged necks at the moment, so we're trying to give them a month off to recover. At the very least, a month off to recover. So, taking their match out of it, or those two athletes out of it, we were still able to book 3 more matches in what is now our GWA Championship Series. So, starting off things today, we're going to have Brit Baker taking on Frankie Monet, which, as I said, is the former Taya Valkyrie. A couple of guests come in, and the reason that we're saved here on this screen is that I booked 2 guests and I made sure that they showed up, which only took 1 try, by the way, and I saved it right away. That's why I committed all of this. That's why I saved all of it, because it worked out that everyone showed up. By the way, if you take a look over here, we are at maximum capacity in our gymnasium, and I noticed I don't have to advertise at all in order to get at least 1,600 people in the door. In fact, the level of advertising I was doing, a social media campaign, was costing us an extra 10 grand and was only bringing in 28 extra people into the arena, which would have amounted to $280 in ticket sales, so very much not worth it. So for the low cost of nothing, we have still sold out this gymnasium, so I'm hoping we can establish ourselves here long enough to become profitable, or at least start to break even on shows, so that I can try to bump us up to either the next highest arena in this area, or go across the Americas to a more urban area and try their smallest arena, which will be larger than this one. Okay, all that to say, coming up first in our first match, coming up first on the first show of the week, in our first match of the week, is a couple of guests. Dr. Brit Baker, Frankie Monet. Let's get down in the ring. Let's see how this one shakes out. As always, the creature on feature, the referee on record, now and forevermore, Mr. Bigfoot will be calling this when it eventually loads. Ooh, it's taking a while. There we are. Fight. Mr. Bigfoot calling for the bell. Brit Baker in the white gear and black boots. Frankie Monet wearing teal with white boots. I don't know, certainly to my knowledge, I mean, I haven't seen them ever face each other in the ring. I know Frankie Monet spent a lot of time in Mexico. I think Brit Baker, though based in the southern United States, or the southwestern United States, I don't know how often their paths may have crossed. The two are across from one another in a GWA ring tonight. Looking to win over the fans here. Both relative unknowns to this crowd at the very least, as we are only in our 3rd weekend. I'm just extra anxious, double checking to make sure that the desktop audio is also... Are you also okay? Let me check your properties. Yes, you have been configured properly. And my microphone is configured, we're all set. Ooh, nice butterfly suplex there by Brit Baker. Over the larger Frankie Monet. I would be power-edged Frankie Monet. Nice putting on display there with that forward-thinking dropkick with Brit Baker powering through. Trying to maintain her advantage here in the early going. Oh! Forearm to the jaw. Well, at least she gets a discount on dental work, as they're going forearm for forearm now. Brit Baker getting the most of that. Frankie back to her feet quickly enough. Sending Brit off the ropes. Some poor timing there, and she's caught another butterfly suplex. Brit Baker in sort of a... Oh yes, definitely. Firm command of this one as we approach the 5-minute mark. A second butterfly suplex there. Unfortunately, it is difficult to position your opponent in the northern and southern quadrants of the ring. Not easier to drag him into the middle or go east-west. Nice work there by Brit Baker, now sending Frankie Monet to the floor so she can catch a breather for herself. Nice sportsmanship shown by the doctor of medical dentistry, I think she's a DM, not a DDS. Oh gosh. Oh, that's disgusting.
Give up. Give up.
But it is good to know that they put her finish in the game, or at least I put her finish in the game. Oh, there's not quite an animation to like put the glove on and all that stuff. But the lockjaw locked in there momentarily, but Frankie Monet able to fight her way free, and now she's being pursued to the floor by Brit Baker, who's in firm command of this, and now a lockjaw on the floor. The only way for Frankie to break this is of her own strength now, and she has been suffering for 7 minutes plus here. Slow to get out of the blocks is an understatement. And now, Brit Baker stealing a bit of Frankie Monet's own work against her. That sit-out powerbomb, only getting a 2 count. Bowled over is Frankie Monet, who, as we said, has yet to really get out of the starting blocks here. Hit an impressive drop kick early on, and that has been it. It has been all Brit Baker, and here she goes once again into the lockjaw.
Give up. Give up. Give up.
Frankie Monet doing all she can to get out of it, and fight her way free she does. Hanging on by a thread. Probably tasting something real icky is Frankie Monet at this point. Sweaty hand and nail polish. Oh dear. Oh my word. Last rites delivered. But Frankie Monet kicks it too, as we're now approaching 10 minutes. Swinging neckbreaker there from Brit Baker, but Monet back to her feet before she's able to lock in that lockjaw once more. Frankie Monet with a bit of life at the 10-minute mark. Brit Baker casually no-selling the offense. The butterfly suplex there. Pulling her back to her feet, knocking her back down, and right back into the lockjaw. This should do it.
Give up. Give up.
Referee in position, and no, once again, Frankie Monet fighting her way free. We've seen Brit Baker go back to that lockjaw over and over again. Can't seem to put Frankie Monet away. And she's had plenty of opportunity to try. Frankie's got to come up with something, and something quick. A suplex there. Stem the offensive tide of a Brit Baker, and no, it's not going to happen again here. Once more, at her leisure, locking on her submission maneuver, the lockjaw, and Brit Baker with an impressive win over Frankie Monet in 12 minutes even to start us off. I don't think that's going to do very well. Yeah, only a 78 from our audience. Some polite applause at the end there, but not quite what we were looking for to start things off. Let's see if our next match, a match in our GWA Championship Series, David Houston versus El Tejano Jr. Let's see if this can rile the crowd up as we get down to the ring. As always, the creature unfeatured, Mr. Bigfoot calling for the bell. David Houston attempting a roll-up immediately, and Tejano just standing there and watching him fail in these efforts. Houston quickly sending Tejano to the outside and retreating to the middle of the ring. Nice show of sportsmanship there. I should start putting a time limit on these matches, like 60 minutes, since they're going to be of this championship series, but so there can at least be draws at some points, should they warrant one, but I don't think anyone's going to go 60 minutes in a singles match anyway, so I think we're going to be okay having clear wins and losses unless there's a double countout, and there are no countouts, so it's not going to matter. Off the ropes here, nice shoulder block there from Tejano, both men trying to establish themselves in the early going. Back and forth they are fighting, though. David Houston countered, was bowled over there by El Tejano Jr. He's definitely, again, going to have a power edge in this one. Didn't help Frankie Monet in the last contest. As he find her athleticism with Brit Baker. Put her down. Let's see if the same thing rings true between David Houston and El Tejano here. As we are but 3 minutes deep. Off the ropes he's sent. Trying to backdrop him over the ropes is El Tejano. Not quite close enough to send her to the floor. The intent was there. You could see it in his eyes. Suplex now taking Houston over, and he took exception to that. Now the two are going to slug it out. Tejano essentially bullying Houston into the corner with those punches. Oh. Once again, plants him with the suplex, and this time David Houston is dropped to the outside of the ring, and El Tejano retreats to the center to catch his breath, put a little time and distance between his opponent and himself before he goes right back to the attack. having refreshed. Oh, just a rock to the jaw of David Houston, but it seems to have woken him up at least momentarily. Ushigoroshi there. Back of the neck of David Houston. Across the knee of Tejano, and then almost puts him away. Houston now trying to get back in this thing. Huge drop kick to the face off the ropes. Shin breaker there, trying to rock the noggin of El Tejano. Off the ropes he comes again. Nice side slam there. Black hole style from El Tejano Jr. into the cover. Houston out at 2. Enziguri to the back of the head. Houston's got a focal point now, you can tell. Oh, drop kick to the chest that El Tejano just shakes off into an air raid crash, and he drops Houston to the mat. Into the cover. 1, 2. No, Houston out at 2. We're still below 10 minutes in this very important championship series matchup. Big 2 points on the line here. Oh, countered into a powerbomb, and he folds him up. But Houston's able to just roll his shoulder at 2.9 once more. El Tejano Jr. looking for that knockout blow. Has Houston on the ropes figuratively, if not literally momentarily. Houston, though, able to hop up top. Big splash to El Tejano. 2. Tejano out at 2. Last rites of his own delivered. La Magistral. 2. Tejano out at 2 again. Just bodies David Houston to the mat and signals to the crowd that this is it. Shoves him down once more. Getting him set up for what? Oh, a roll-up of his own, but into the ropes. El Tejano might have been a little too smart for his own good there. Oh, thought David Houston might have had the opportunity to come back, but a stiff kick to the back may have stopped that in short order. Powerbomb combination from Tejano into a leg bar. Good gracious me. The back of David Houston must be aching after that triple powerbomb combination, but still he fights on, trying his best. Oh, climb up that great big hill of hope. Get back into this one. Tejano pouring it on now. A second powerbomb counter, but too close to the ropes this time. La Magistral from David Houston, too close to the ropes. Maybe a bit dazed. Now he's trying to get El Tejano disqualified, but I think the ref savvies this as again. Oh, but he lured Tejano in for last rites. Ref wasn't buying, but Tejano was, but foolishly again going for that La Magistral into the ropes. Moonsault out of the corner, but again, poor positioning by David Houston is costing him every opportunity to end this one. And now out of frustration, he just throws El Tejano Jr. to the floor, and both men recover their senses. And we are back at it. Tejano drop of the punch, huge moonsault to the back from Houston. Up top once more. Second moonsault to the back. Oh, Tejano counters. Shoves Houston back down. Tells the crowd this is it. But might have warned Houston as well. Short arm clothesline. And the 2 men again, slugging it out. No, 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 says Houston. Super kick. Oh, yes, says Tejano. Big boot. Settles the argument for El Tejano Jr., but he can't follow up once more. And David Houston back to the moonsault to the back once more. He is softening him up, I dare say, for another La Magistral attempt. With all those moonsaults to the back. Oh, scoops up Houston for an air raid crash out of nowhere. Oh, Houston fights his way to his feet, but he's dazed. Tejano plants him back into the canvas. Still looking for that big knockout shot. Now he's got him dead center in the middle of the ring. Tejano looking for something. Houston countering. Oh, nice neck breaker there from David Houston. Pulls Tejano back to his feet, but he counters. Sends Houston off the ropes. Huge lariat from El Tejano Jr. Oh, he gets rolled up, though. He gets rolled up by Houston, and that's it. David Houston surprising El Tejano with that deadly roll-up. Tried to start the match with it, ended up ending the match with it. Wowzers. What a performance from the Anti-Gravity Kid. Yeah, now we're talking 99% 99% for that one. That's right. Oh, gotta get my other, okay, so Baker defeated Monet in what was a wet fart of a match. I mean, it was okay. That's kind of what happened there. Houston defeats Tejano Jr. in what turns out to be a corker of a match. And let's go ahead and live update, boink, our Championship Series document right here. So David Houston. Don't want that. Ah, crap. Ah, crap. You get over there. How do I do this? There we go. Now, background color. I think it's green too. Boink. So that gives him 4 big fat points. And now Tejano down here. And Sapia. I think it's a red 4. Boink. This. Boink. There we go. Live updated. So fancy. So fancy. Alright. Boingo! And on we can move. Oop. To our next matchup. We are halfway through our first show. That significantly raised our average card rating. We're now sitting at a very healthy 88%. We need 80 and up in order to satisfy the crowd and to put on what amounts to a positive show that trends upwards and helps us. So that is great. I don't know what's going to happen in these next 2 matches though, because now it's the bad boys taking center stage, starting with Mickey Williams, who is facing off against Kenta Kobashi. We will see how Kenta Kobashi responds to being lacerated early in this one. I'm just assuming he'll be lacerated by Mickey Williams. Oh dear, oh dear. Mr. Bigfoot calling for the bell. Mickey Williams trying to deliver a big boot. He's at the table early, but Kenta Kobashi having none of it. You can hear Mickey putting everything he has into each and every strike. Huge chops across the chest from Kenta Kobashi, but Mickey Williams immediately back to his feet and says, bring me some more. Oh, fights his way out of the corner this time, does Mickey. And now a test of strength between the 2 men solves nothing. Oh, low blow for Mickey Williams into a cover. Kenta Kobashi immediately kicks out. Back into another no count. Mickey Williams playing mind games with Kenta Kobashi. These early pin attempts that amount to essentially nothing. Trying to roll him up after a low blow. Oh my, deadlift German from the canvas. But Kobashi absorbs it and unleashes a vicious series of chops to the side of the neck of Mickey Williams. Oof. Now the 2 men exchanging strikes. Kobashi getting the better of that. Oh, another low blow from Mickey Williams. I forget. The Hell Knight, I believe is his nickname. The Hell Knight Mickey Williams. His leg drop off the ropes. More chops to the side of the neck. Oh, and Mickey Williams goes straight for the eyes. Kenta Kobashi doing his best to wrestle a clean matchup here. Mickey Williams taking every opportunity. Oh, Orange Crush out of the corner! 2! Oh, I thought that may have been it. A devastating Orange Crush out of that corner by Kobashi. Buys him some time. Mickey Williams grabbing a weapon. Remember, there's disqualifications in the ring, but he drops the weapon in time to grab a fork and immediately busts Kenta Kobashi open, luring him in with that Singapore cane or kendo stick, whatever you want to call it. My word. Devious tactics for Mickey Williams there. Now he's going to stomp away at the wound of Kenta Kobashi, the blood running into the eyes. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to stitch that up until the conclusion of the matchup, so poor Kenta Kobashi now. He's going to be bleeding until the end of this one. And see how he handles himself. There you can see him Already taking some time to himself in the center of the ring to catch his breath. Trying to take it all in stride is the great Kenta Kobashi. As Mickey Williams tries to introduce another kendo stick into the match. Low blow. Gets a 1 count this time. Another staple of the Mickey Williams offense. Shot to the ding-dong. Kenta doing everything he can to fight free. Nice brainbuster there. Oh, short arm clothesline from Mickey Williams, and now he pulls out a scythe, trying to open up Kenta Kobashi even further as he just drags his face across the mat there before hitting with that deadlift German. Oh, delayed vertical. All the blood rushing out of the head of Kenta Kobashi there as you see him just stepping on the face, just squeezing the blood from the head of Kobashi while he pulls on the leg. You can see the pool of blood there. Oh! And Kobashi responds with another orange crush! And another 2 count as Mickey Williams fights his way free. Burning lariat from Kobashi. Drops the leg to the back of the head of Williams a couple of times. Oh! Deadlift gut wrench. But too close to the ropes. Mickey Williams trying to put Kobashi away soon. Must see something in him that... Must sense something that despite the grievous wound, Kobashi's just going to keep pressing forward. Another low blow. 2 count this time. Williams getting closer and closer with every devious move. Oh, spin kick to the midsection. That might have been a bit low from Kobashi in response. But he gets caught in a big boss man slam from Mickey Williams. Dropped with a brainbuster by Kobashi, but he's too weak to follow up. The loss of blood finally getting to Kenta Kobashi, who gets placed on the top turnbuckle. No, countered! Big powerbomb off the top to Mickey Williams. Kenta going for broke here, trying to set Williams up. Another orange crush. 1, 2. No, Mickey Williams just rolls the shoulder. Kenta fighting for all he's worth. Blood pouring into the eyes. Drops Williams with a huge DDT. Tells the crowd he's got it in the bag. Oh, another low blow. A kick to the ding-dong this time from Mickey Williams, and now locks him into a, oh my gosh, a version of a crossface. That's a seated chicken wing. No, that's a seated $1 Million Dream variation. That is wild. Oh, and now just wrenching on the head of Kenta Kobashi. Trying to make the man pass out, and he does. He does. Kenta Kobashi forced to tap out as you see Mickey Williams just squeezing the head and the forehead of Kenta Kobashi, that blood pouring out of his face. What a gruesome sight to see, the torturous headlock indeed. And Kenta Kobashi, due to that grievous wound across the forehead, has to tap out. Discretion the better part of valor there. My word. Having to live to fight another day. Mickey Williams with a huge victory over Kenta Kobashi. His first in a GWA ring. Hang on, it's gonna take me a second here because I'm doing my close to 90. That's pretty good. That's honestly pretty good. Let's go ahead and live update this as well while we're here. Which window are you? Oh, first off, I need to save this text file. And then this Word document. This super fancy Championship Series graphic. Yeah. Turn that white. And then go ahead and turn it back. Where? There you go. Boom. Kenta Kobashi going down.
Ooh-woo!
Hey, Yoo-woo, what's going on? Nice to see you. We are here filling out our GWA Championship Series cards. We just had our latest match in it. Doing it live on air because I can. There we go. Let's take a look. There. Now with that victory, Mickey Williams with their first 2 points in the series. Boink. And we're ready to move on to our 4th and final matchup in what will be our first card of the day. The Hollywood hunk Jack Howard taking on Thomas Walker. Now, if you thought There was a bloodletting in the last match. Thomas Walker is notorious for sneaking a fork into their matches, so Jack Howard best be on their lookout. Okay, so since it was 89 in the last one, obviously that's going to maintain our 88 overall average. We're just trying to hit over 80 to send all these people home happy. So far so good. Oof, I forgot how stressful it is when you're first starting out, because we've yet to run a profitable show. We've run successful shows in terms of entertaining the crowd and having them get the word out that, hey, there's this new promotion out there, GWA, you should check it out. They put on some good matches. But in terms of that translating into revenue, that hasn't happened yet. All right. No pressure, guys, as we get ready for our next main event and another match in our GWA Championship Series. Thomas Walker, Jack Howard, and away we go. As always, the creature on feature, Mr. Bigfoot, calling for the bell, and we are underway. These two no stranger to each other in another life, another time. Perhaps even stablemates. But clear opponents today. There are no affiliations in the GWA to this point. I mean, we do have a face and a heel stable, but that's merely for organizational purposes because they start us with one on purpose. Like we have to by default, so we at least have to. Just to differentiate, and it also shows that all the heels are the ones that cheat. Your Thomas Walkers, your Mickey Williams, your recovering Bill Bullocks. The other half of our roster, Jack Howard included, try to win things in the ring, under their own merits. See Walker there going for a quick pin. And then the roll-up attempt missing. The thing of a Thomas Walker is they don't need to resort to tactics like this fork. They are incredibly talented athletes with an impressive moveset and more than enough skill to hold their own in the ring if they just trained a little harder and focused a little more and left the dirty tactics on the wayside. There's no telling how far they could go. Quick series of forearms to the head, hoping to rock Jack Howard enough to roll him up for a 3 count. Only gets a 1, but spikes him with a Frankensteiner. And follows it up with a Boston Crab is a very confident Thomas Walker, who to this point, it's now his turn to feel the sting of the Boston Crab from Jack Howard. Twice now. Talking about being fair play and all. I was going to say to this point it's been Walker that's been carrying the brunt of the offensive momentum, as he's now right back to work on the Hollywood Hunk. Coming off the ropes. Mistimed that flying elbow. Gets whipped into the corner. And Jack Howard slowing things down, but only momentarily. And back to the fork again is Thomas Walker. He has a 5 count to stop stabbing his opponent in the forehead. But you see he has succeeded in his job of busting the Hollywood Hunk wide open, much like in our last contest. A lot of blood being absorbed into the canvas this afternoon. Duck underneath by Howard. We'll see how he responds to being busted wide open. Back to the Boston Crab, working on the legs and back. Not a bad move, a bad ploy against very athletic Thomas Walker. Take out his legs, maybe seize up the back. He'll be unable to hit you with some of that flashier offense. Mind you, that might mean he'd rely on the fork more. Ushi-garashi. Across the knee goes the back of the head of Howard. Into the cover goes Walker. 2 count, says referee Mr. Bigfoot, and we fight on. We approach the 7-minute mark now. You can see the amount of blood that Jack Howard is losing being absorbed into the canvas. Don't worry, it just makes the fight stronger. Nice headbutt to the back of Howard's head. Walker almost puts him away. Another 2 count there. Howard doing his best to fight back into this one. Nice suplex. Off the ropes he sends him. Drops down. Nice shoulder tackle from the Hollywood Hunk. Trying to put a few moves together here. Huge pop-up powerbomb there. Now we're talking. But unfortunately, doesn't have the energy to follow up. You see him dazed there. Had to step away to catch his breath. Thomas Walker giving him no surcease. Another Ushi-goroshi into the cover. Just 2. I thought that may have done it. That may have been the last gasp of Jack Howard. But on he fights. It's a 2 count of his own there, much to the appreciation of the crowd. But Walker just nails him with that huge elbow in the corner. No, I thought Howard was going to go for that pile driver, but Walker quickly countered it. Oh my gosh, look at the angle on that German bridge. Howard just able to roll the shoulder and get up at 2.9. Again trying for that pile driver, but no luck from Thomas Walker, who hits him with a huge 450 out of the corner. Got him! Thomas Walker with a 450 splash, pinning the Hollywood hunk Jack Howard in a little over 10 minutes. Surprising finish there, but not so surprising when you consider the amount of blood loss the Hollywood hunk suffered over the course of that one. Easily the worst match on the card. That is disappointing. That is disappointing. Okay, Thomas Walker versus Jack Howard was trash comparatively. I hope that doesn't pull the entirety of the card under 80%. It's going to be close. Alright, so I can also boink, live update this bad boy after I save this. And we have Jack Howard, you ding dong, going down in flames. Well, going down in a pool of blood. Really. Boink. To our victor, Thomas Walker. Congratulations. I suppose. Boink. And that is where we stand, going into the fourth match, or the fourth month of matches. So your current leaders are David Houston, Kenta Kobashi, and Thomas Walker. David Houston and Kenta Kobashi with 2-1 records. Thomas Walker, to this point, undefeated in the GWA Championship Series, having first put away David Houston, and now Jack Howard. Boink. Okay. Man, that's fun. That's handy. Got a Word document open. I got a text file open. I got all this stuff going on. Oh, phew. Oh, phew. We're still above 80 average card rating. So 84%. Still going to be successful. Still going to be a successful show. Not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but we did our best. I'm happy for these two that their match was better than the main event. We'll see if that gets in the contract office. All right, great success. Congrats on running a flawless show. We're ready to book a bigger venue. I don't know about that. Oh, okay, we got some 6-person champions in WWE. New Japan has new Hiromu Takahashi and Jay White. Okay, Awesome Kong and Dustin Rhodes won the AEW tag belts. Lots of new champions. Lots of new champions. It's too many to account for. Oh, AAA 6-person belts. Vincent is the ROH Junior champion. A lot of rosters are fairly large, so they're taking the opportunity to crown, like 6-person championship belts, like 6-person champions, like pretty early, which is surprising to me. Oh, Batista is the new Hall of Fame champion. That's fun. Let's see who they beat. Wait a minute. I made money. Yay, we made a little bit of money. How did that work? Okay, so see that? Zero expenditure toward advertising. We just had 1,700 people show up, so we made 17 grand that way. We sold a bunch of snacks, so we made 2,400, or we made 24 grand. We only spent 21. Okay, so it cost us 2 grand to make the snacks, and we made 7. Okay, which means we didn't sell them all, I don't think. Also, it cost us almost 3 grand in guest wrestlers, so that cut into our profits significantly. What? The Hall of Fame already went bankrupt, putting on giant shows. So the Hall of Fame championship that Batista just won is toast. That also means the entire Hall of Fame roster is now available as free agents. They're going to be crazy expensive. So expensive I cannot possibly afford them now. But that's cool. Hall of Fame is toast after 3 months of putting on super shows. Wow. I was hoping they'd be in for the long haul. That's crazy. I gotta check out what they booked. How did nobody show up to watch the greatest array of talent ever? Oh, Casey. Wow, Casey leaving Dragon Gate? Okay. So much going on. All right, let's save this immediately. So without doing anything at all, we're already spending almost 12 grand. That's just to have a roster. So let's go ahead and check our wrestlers. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody feeling? Jack Howard feels terrible. He's the only one that does those, so I might book one guest. Ooh, look at these orange necks, though. There's so many of our people. Okay, let's do what we always do first, and let's go to our training center and make sure that we do our maintenance. See, we can't... Oh, 30 grand. We can't... defense... Yeah, see? Like injury recovery speed, stuff like that. We can't do anything until we expand this gym. Like, I can't even look at these until we do that. And we can't expand our gym until we're profitable. That's not bad. We made 1,000 and sold... Okay, so they sell for $10 each, and they make... Okay, they sell for... That's the price to the consumer. Got it. So that's a possibility to make 10 grand, because we produce 1,000. It only costs us 2 grand, so we can make 8 grand on that in total if we do it right. Gotcha. So we've done our updates there. We're already a C popularity in America, but I gotta check. I can't even check their last show because they don't exist anymore. Way down here, the Hall of Fame champion, Batista, and that will be the only Hall of Fame championship that exists because they flashed out in 2 months. 3 months, excuse me. In 3 months, the Hall of Fame is toast. So they just have a champion rolling around. Like, let's take a look at this right here. I can't sign anybody. Oh, I can't even look. Let me look at the... Hang on. Records. Here we go. Wrestler stats. I can look at free agents. Holy moly. Free agent Latin America. Okay, so Tito Santana, the old Tito Santana, is there now. Because of the new thing. Free agents in Japan. Okay. Free agents in North America. Oh my gosh. This is the entire roster. Look at it all. Okay, starting from here. Abdullah the Butcher, because Joe Hendry just left Ring of Honor. Starting from here on down, this is the entirety of the Hall of Fame that we now have access to, but they are, because they were part of a promotion for however long, they are very pricey. There's no way we can get anywhere close to this half of the Hall of Fame roster for a while, but look at the talent. Oh my gosh, thousands and thousands and thousands. Oh no! Oh, they're gonna get scooped up. Oh, I hope so. I hope they all get scooped up. Amazing. So that's like organized as male competitors, female competitors, and then tag team competitors. Wow. What a huge boon to the free agent pool. Like, that's ridiculous. Okay. Legends are still kicking. Okay. Looking at our expenses. Looking at our management. Our resources. No. Look at our records. Wrestler stats. Okay, who's like really hurting? Kobashi can keep going. Howard is feeling poor. I don't want to hurt them. They say they're feeling good, but their neck is orange, so they could probably come back for a month, and then I have to give them another month off. I can't afford to have $11,000 in expenses and not put a show on. I'm gonna try to bring in one person to fight in Jack Howard's place, because we're gonna keep them off, which means we have to keep somebody else off. So, who else feels real bad? They're good to go. Houston. Okay, Houston is going to stay on, and Mickey Williams is going to stay off. So I got to keep Howard and Williams. Wait. No, if I just replace one, everybody else has to fight. Dang it. Okay, so Howard leaves, and Mickey Williams gets the guest. And out of the competition for the moment, and then we'll figure out Okay. I don't want to... Actually, let me... Because I can look at the events without finalizing anything. As you can see here, 0 advertising, we can fill this place now if we can put on a proper show. So let's first bring up this graphic, because we need to bop over to our title series here and pick some matches. Okay, so Jack Howard's sitting out, so they're out of it. Mickey Williams is facing our guests, so they are out of it. So of the 3 remaining, let's do Houston versus Kobashi. No, I want Houston Robinson, because they're both kind of hurting. So let's do that instead. Year 1, month 04. So Houston Robinson, which means Robinson is facing Houston. Year 1, month 04. And now I gotta update a lot of things here. So David Houston. Oop. David Houston versus Robinson. I'm updating the Word document. I'm updating a text file. Okay. So that's one of our matches. And then we need a match for Bill Bullock. Bill Bullock. Can't do that. Bullock and Walker? No. Bullock and Tejano. I'm trying to keep Kobashi and Tejano away from each other. I don't know why. Because there are only 2 real wrestlers, I'll say. Quote unquote. Bill Bullock, okay, coming back in to fight Tejano. Which means Tejano Bullock. Year 1, month 04. Debate you. Boink. And that means Kobashi Walker. This is going to suck for Kobashi. He's just getting over a grievous wound. Year 1, month. Okay, let's see if we can do that then. Update my other things. Bullock and Kenta Kobashi versus Thomas Walker. That can only end. That can only end well. That can only end well. Okay, so now that we have established that's what we're trying to book toward, boink. Let us go ahead and book that and see those 3 matches on their own. If I don't need to bring anybody in, if I can sell the place out by having those 3 matches and allowing me to then rest to do Jack Howard and Mickey Williams without having to bring anybody in, then I might do some 3-match shows for a bit just to keep this championship series rolling. And apparently we can be slightly profitable that way. So that is the hope, as I tab over here to check that it is Houston versus Robinson. In our first match, yes, Houston versus Robinson, please. So, David Houston. Boink. And Robinson. Boink. I already put them in the wrong spot. Okay, more people showed up. More people showed up to see them in the first match, which is also interesting. Alright, Tejano versus Bill Bullock. So put Bill Bullock in this corner. In this corner, Bill Bullock. 19 people showing up to see Bill. Now that they know he's facing El Tejano Jr., 320 more people show up. Alright, we're about half full before we do our dangerous main event. Thomas Walker and Kenta Kobashi, our star. With goatee. So, okay, we can almost sell the place out on our own with 3 matches. This is why I was going with the minimum of 4. So we need to bring in somebody to face Mickey Williams. Also, we can't, like, if I go American Urban in their smallest place, it's a 5,000 seater. If they go rural, oh, look at the cost too. The expenses, 30 grand. Okay, so if we stay rural and go up to a small hall, ooh, yeah, we can't. Brutal, brutal, brutal. All right, so we're gonna back out of all of this. I know I need to make a 4th match, so I'm gonna back out of all of this. I don't think swapping the position of these matches is going to make any significant difference, because Kenta Kobashi in our main event would be the draw anyway. Okay, so I need to invite one person to show up and fight Mickey Williams. So let me get them somebody else that also likes to use weaponry and stuff and see what that does. Just cuz. Okay, so this is going to be a guest of ours. We're going to find ourselves... It's so wild to me that the Hall of Fame is toast. I guess just because they could book all of those people, like this, their salaries and stuff must have been ridiculous based on the type of money they could bring in, because they have as much popularity and resources as we do, right? So okay, one of these many free agents. Oh, I mean, I was gonna say, I'm trying to bring in people, someone that can, and I can't believe that Batista wins the title on the last show of that thing's existence. Look at the popularity, though, of their roster. You would think they'd be able to book stadiums. Stadiums, you'd think. Oh, speaking of, before I do any of this, actually, let's go take a look at our promotion stats and see their previous events and such. Whoa, they had a 6-person tournament to crown 6-person champions. Bobby Lashley, Jeff Hardy, and Damian Priest, I think, took those in a full house of 15,000. 3,500 for a 10-match card for New Japan. What's AEW doing? 15K for this one. Oh, headlined by QT Marshall and Eddie Kingston. Not winning the Tag Team Championships. Dustin Rhodes and Awesome Kong winning the Tag Team Championships. Okay. A lot of, or a couple of, Wardlow versus Sadie Gibbs. JD Drake versus Santana was a barn burner. And then El Linda Man Cash Wheeler apparently was great. Matt Sydal the Busher was good. Very interesting booking style there. Only 5,000 of this one. Okay, CMLL. 1,000. Okay, so only 3,500 in a 10,000 seater. Some of these ones are taken with a lot of roster members are taking some risks by going to some of these larger things. Okay, AAA, how did you guys do? 8,000 plus 11,000 for Ring of Honor and a 15,000 seater. Not too shabby. 10,000 for DDT, doing their thing. 10,000 for All Japan, doing their thing. Dragon Gate. Oh, only 6,600 in a 10,000 seater. Oops. Now we go over to Europe. Check out Impact, packing in 10,000 strong to watch their card. Okay. Ah, dang it. Pro Wrestling Noah sold out 5,000. Game Changer. Wow, got 2,500 already, huh? And the Legends promotion got 25,000 people for their shows. They know what's going on. I don't even know which mat that would be. Oh, Morgan and Skipper. I think they're the junior tag team champions. Must have defended their belt. Kensuke Sasaki versus Akira Taue. Kings Road, 100%, no doubt. Sonny Siaki versus Jushin Thunder Liger. I would have paid to see that one. Masahiro Chono versus Dr. Death Steve Williams. Jumbo Saruta and Kawada versus Manobu... okay. And Akira made... Oh my god. Norton versus Tenryu, and it was only 53? Really? Muda versus Doug Furness. Opened your show with a rousing 91. Oh yeah, the Great Muda is a legend, but Keiji Muto is part of the Noah roster because he's their current champion. We got our work cut out for us if we're going to do anything in this universe, because I don't know how the Hall of Fame promotion failed. I know they had limited resources like we do, but how do you not immediately sell out a 30,000 seat arena with the available talent? Like, you could just do dream matches immediately. Anyway, Crowning a champion didn't save them. Didn't save them at all. Alright, training center, that's all fine. I already checked that. Merchandise, I already cleared it out, and I will make 1,000 once we get it squared away, that we have somebody come in. You know they are a hardcore promotion. What if I just invited Nick Gage? Oh no, they cost way too much. Never mind. I guess they're employed. Okay, we got to find somebody that we can afford that's going to put on a good... I'm looking for King's Road or Strong Style matchup here. Something real easy peasy. They don't necessarily... Gosh darn it. They don't necessarily have to be great at their job. See, I brought Brit Baker in because they were okay. And they did an okay job. But Ray Deadly is technically a hardcore wrestler. That kind of makes sense. Okay, this is going to take a little while because we have a lot of people to sort through in the North American pool now since the Hall of Fame failed after 3 months. Failed after 3 months. Oh, shoot. Not the same style as us. But that's an interesting matchup to me. Because you know he's going to do everything he can to roll the guy up. He's got ridiculous resilience. But I don't know what else I can do for him beyond that. Okay, let's keep rolling and just check out. But that's... If I could shortlist somebody, I would definitely shortlist that. Because also, it doesn't cost a heck of a lot to get them involved. Okay, so there's also, if the match style doesn't technically jive with what we're doing, what you know of the wrestler can also sort of play into it. I would hope. Okay. Jake Roberts. Like all these... Oh my gosh, all these Hall of Famers in their prime, some of which were available before. Like, look at that. Just getting Jerry Lawler on your side. I think if we got him, we could go to a bigger venue, just because we had him on the card. How much do they want? 11 grand. Never mind. Let's first price out Darby Allin. How much does Darby Allin want? 1,000. See, that's fine. I'll spend $1,000 on Darby Allin to come in once. They help fill out the rest of the venue and hopefully sell some snacks, so that's all good. Kenny would be way too expensive. Kenny. See, they would be nice and cheap, but also there's no popularity there. There's no... Like, their attack and defense is only at a C. Let me go back to Darby here. Defense is a B, and that would help them. They have at least a little boost in popularity that would help us out, too. Okay, let's move on from Khan. Oh, I would love to just straight up sign Keith Lee. My gosh. Okay. Oh, there's so many coming out of the, there's so many coming out of the Hall of Fame now, too. No. Better attack, but a worse defense. That is a weird pick. But Kona Reeves will be shortlisted for that reason. I'm looking at these attack and defense numbers and popularity and salary. I'm not really paying attention to match style anymore because we can get a strong style match out of you because you're going to be forced into one. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Kyle the Beast. I didn't know you would have that type of international popularity, Kyle the Beast. Your reputation precedes you. Are you wearing bunny ears? Alright. We definitely paid for Zbyszko in our first show, and they did a great job. Oh, Luna. Okay. Ooh. Mel. Him. Foley's condition good. Oh boy. Okay, so if we just the cheapest possible. Okay, here we go. Nope, no popularity to speak of. That's what waits. Definitely, I'm just seriously just looking at salary at the moment. All right, Riddick, what do you got for me? The best one's still Darby. I'm looking for somebody to beat Darby in terms of price and what you bring to the table. Nope. Shaheem Ali. Sorry. Sonya Deville? Nope, not quite. Steve Austin. I mean, man, you never know, I might be able to afford them. Okay, Stevie Ray. C+, B, and then popularity C. Stevie Ray is a definite option. Hang on one second. Stevie Ray versus Darby Allin. He has better attack. He has the same defense, same price, same popularity. Stevie Ray is your new frontrunner. Hall of Famer Stevie Ray coming in, hopefully. Or possibly. Depending on their asking price. It should be around $1,000. Which we would happily pay. Oh, TK Orion. No, not as good as stats. Okay, getting close to the bottom now. X-Pac. Okay, that is it. Stevie Ray. With the best stats for the price. And like the popularity, the attack and defense. It's okay that he's showman style. He's gonna, you know, fight us. And that's all we want. Come on down. Stevie Ray costs $1,020. Okay, this is also involved. Oh, hang on. I got 3 strikes at this. If they say no, we can't book them again, but I can reload my save and try again, I think. Here we go. Nope, Stevie Ray says no. So, I reload. That's strike 1. So Stevie Ray said no the first time. We're going to try 3 times on Stevie Ray. Event. Invite. Okay. Alright, Stevie. What do you think, bud? Nope. And that's 2 strikes. Alright. Now, I could either go for Stevie Ray a 3rd time. No, I gotta go for Stevie Ray a 3rd time. I gotta give him 3 chances to say no. The beauty of it is, at least with inviting people, you can invite whomever you want. As many like, not as many times as you want, but like once a month. We're obviously we're gaming that a little bit because we're taking 3 cracks at everybody. Are you sure? This is your last chance to say no. Okay, Stevie Ray is definitely out. But since they're now out, I can invite Darby Allin. Let's see what they say. What do you think, Darby? Darby says no. Alright, we're going to give Darby 2 more chances to see if they say no. They don't even know what sort of event it is that I'm booking. That's the thing. Like, I haven't booked anything yet. And they're like, nah, not at this sort of event. I don't know what that means. Okay, my front runners here are letting me down big time. Come on, Darby, buddy. Come on, Darby. Nope, that's 2. Okay, this is coming in our 3rd strike on Darby. And then we're moving on. I'm going to 3-strike guests as well, so I can pick 1 more person to try. I'm going to try to get that Khan fella then, because he's got nothing going on. Maybe that'll prompt them to try. Okay. Come on, Darby. Come on down. No. Alright then. Khan! $400, less than their monthly fee. Just won a booking. There we go. Just needed a booking. Okay. We tried to get somebody good. We couldn't. We got a warm body. Okay, let me write that down. That our opening match will be Khan versus Mickey Williams. Save that real quick. Alright. Let's get this card booked. Finally, get this card booked. Alright, we have a friend. Now we have to cross our fingers that they show up. Didn't cost us too much, but we could book our event and hopefully, Okay, Mickey Williams here. I gotta rest. Jack Howard. So Mickey Williams. See, their opposition isn't that great, so I'm hoping they just put on, you know, an okay match. That's all I'm asking for. An okay match. They brought in 300 people for that one. Thank you. Okay, so let's go back to our previously announced card. Thomas Walker once again in the main event. This time against Kenta Kobashi. With goatee. And then under that we have Bill Bullock returning to action after a month away. Take on El Tejano Jr. Okay. And then last but not least, Matt Robinson returning to action to take on David Houston. Alright, everyone's hurting for certain. Okay, if I went to the next place up, I could get 2,000 out of 3,000. If I advertise up to the social media aspect, I see I can't even sell the place out with a TV commercial. Yeah, that's not worth, it's not worth spending 75 grand to get 30 grand. But, okay, hang on. Gymnasium. Negatives 363. Plus 363, so 2066 minus 363. This is how I'm doing my audience math and all that fun stuff. Okay. Boo-boo. So 1,703 people will show up for a 1,600 seat venue. That's literally exactly what we did last time. But our expenses are only... Oof. Okay, so we're essentially... Wait, we're spending 10 grand for the opportunity to make 3. Like we're... Yeah, we're spending 10 grand. No, I can't. That's 5,000 for posters everywhere. Spending 10 grand extra. More than 10 grand extra to bring 3 grand in revenue, and even if we sell out, they're not gonna all buy like snacks. I would be hoping to sell that out, so that's 10. So that's like, it's only like 30 grand total. So we would barely cover expenses. No, I think we got to go gym one last time to try to crank out. Can I do the worst thing in the world here? What do I do this? Okay, so that's not worth it. That is not worth it at all. Okay. What was that? Hang on. Negative 464 people. Neat. So 1,700 people, so that's 17 grand. Our expenses, we had to bring in someone for $1,000. Okay, so if I confirm this... Also, I haven't tried this yet. Let me try this first. Try everything else. Okay. Okay, so no matter what way I slice it, no matter who's where, it's still going to be 2066. Okay. Wait, what? Yeah, so unless I do different matchups, essentially. Okay, but we'll get to those matchups. We're going to have to make do with what we have. So I don't think running the small hall is viable yet. But I'm going to exhaust my crew. Okay, but even if that extra 3,000 people, or sorry, that extra 363 people each buy a snack and pay their ticket price, so even if they end up spending their 20, I'm still losing money. Okay, I'm gonna... It's a big gamble. It's a huge gamble. I know I'm making it back on... Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. I'm already spending 12 grand to put the show on. I need to spend an additional 2 grand, so that's 14 grand plus these expenses. I'm going to be spending around 30 grand if I do this, and way less than that if I go elsewhere. If I go here, I'm spending way less. I'm also getting less people. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this one. Oh, confirm match card. I'm going to leave things as is. We're going to stay in our gym for now. Hopefully we'll be able to branch out soon. But I'm just trying to keep the audience we have. Obviously, I'm exploiting them a little bit because it's all word of mouth advertising. We're not supporting it with any posters or anything like that because it's pricey to do that stuff. So I know it's risk reward, but we're not in a position where the rewards are great enough yet. So for maybe the last time, we'll do this small gym. Because see, we already have... Okay, so that's our total show so far. It's costing us 16 grand. We're gonna make 17 grand off the gate. So we're trying to produce... Okay, so now we have to sell at least 100 bits of snack. So we are covered on... Because there's 1,700 people showing up. So we're going to be making 17 grand. Our expenses are 18 something something. So we need to sell at least like 200 bits of snack in order to break even. But everything beyond that is profit. So a potentiality of about 8 grand in profit if we can sell all the snacks. So it's tiny, tiny, tiny increments. Just trying to keep this in a good situation. I'm trying to get us at least back up to 100 grand or over 100 grand. I would love it if I could get back to over 100 grand to expand our gym before we destroy our talent. This is tough. This is way harder than I thought because like the margin for profitability is so tiny. I don't want to go bankrupt. I'm shook that the Hall of Fame like lasted 3 weeks and couldn't find a way, or 3 months I guess, and couldn't find a way to become profitable in that time when they literally had the greatest roster of WWE talent of all time. Okay, everything is set as far as I understand it. Let's take one last look, if we could, at our GWA Championship Series. We're about to see David Houston, Matt Robinson in that series. We're about to see Bill Bullock, El Tejano in that series. And we're about to see Thomas Walker, Kenta Kobashi, all part of that Championship Series. Let us now proceed and cross your fingers that our guests showed up for their huge opportunity. Oh boy. I produce merchandise? Yes, I must have. Hang on. Yes, I did. Okay. Here we go. Please show up for work. That's all I ask. You were really cheap. You were desperate for the booking. I would hope you drove yourself. We're not paying you trans. Perfect. Everybody showed up. This is a huge opportunity for you, Con. All right, in our only non-championship series match of the evening, Mickey Williams, trying to keep in ring shape, is going up against our guest Con, formerly of Ring of Honor, I think. I don't actually know too much about them. Oh, phew. Mickey Williams didn't walk around for the first few seconds there, and I assumed I had accidentally made him a player-controlled character. That would have been very awkward, but we are good. It's the Hell Knight Mickey Williams circling the ring now. Predatorily stalking their prey. That is the torture headlock they used to put Kenta Kobashi to sleep. You can see these torturous submission maneuvers they have in their arsenal. Though they do rely heavily on giving them a bit of taste of their medicine. A bit of the rough stuff. When we get too rough with the Mickey Williams, though, he'll start to bust out the weaponry. Let's just double check that this works now. It does. Okay, good. Just checking that my mute mic button worked if my microphone didn't work in general earlier. Yay, stretch. Yes, that referee is our very own Mr. Bigfoot, the greatest referee we'd ever encountered here in the GWA. As you see, Mickey Williams resorting to those dirty tactics rather early. The fork across the forehead of Khan. He is busted open. We'll see how he responds. Very much the Hell Knight Mickey Williams' MO. Bust open their opponent early. You see Khan getting a bit of boost of adrenaline from that gash across the forehead. Be able to put Mickey Williams down in a bit of a strike exchange there. Mickey Williams trying to lure him into a corner, countering a couple of Irish whips. Khan kind of having none of it. Williams now delayed suplex, letting all the blood rush out of the face of Khan as you see it pooling on the floor there. Oh, now it's a weapons battle. Remember, there are no DQs or countouts on the floor of the GWA ring. They are free to battle until they return. That's the only place the fight can end. Inside the confines of the ring, it's now Khan. Got a heck of a mountain to climb against Mickey Williams here. He's pulling out plunder after plunder. Oh, Mickey Williams is a jerk among jerks for sure. Definitely the dirtiest player in this version of the GWA. Oh gosh, back to that torturous headlock. Just squeezing the blood out of the forehead and down into the eyes of Khan. The move that put out Kenta Kobashi on our last show. Mickey Williams not showing a very warm welcome to our guest here. Just pulling out chair after kendo stick after chair from under the ring. And now he blasts Khan over the head. Again, no counters or DQs outside the ring. Khan playing a little cat and mouse. But now we return to the GWA ring, at least momentarily. It's the only place this thing can end. Oh, Mickey Williams just stepping on the ghibli bits of a Khan. And now back to the fork. You see Sasquatch, Mr. Bigfoot, administering that 5 count, but Mickey Williams breaking at 3. It is a very generous 5 count, I must point out. There is a DQ count in the ring, but it is a very generous 5, as you just witnessed. 1, 2, no! Khan showing a bit of life there. I had assumed that Mickey Williams had bludgeoned him thoroughly, as he now poses for the crowd. Khan doing his best to fight back here. Nice clothesline. Crowd trying to get behind him. Nicely done there. Beautiful form on that suplex. Right? You got to protect your ghibli bits. Oh, Iron Claw! Oh no! Iron Claw! Into the jaw, and Mickey Williams takes a moment to pose, but no, he's not done. He is not done punishing Khan here as we pass 10 minutes. Oh god, and now the scythe across the forehead. Can't even be DQ'd for that. That's just a regular move. He just gets 3 free swipes across the forehead. Not so with the fork here, as he has till 5 to break. Come on, ref, get in there. As you see him break at 4, he does have till 5. But Khan responds with a running power slam and a trip to the top rope. Oh, but Mick Williams, not even days after the power slam, firmly in control of this one, plants Khan in the center of the ring and goes back to posing for the crowd. Off the ropes he's sent. Huge European uppercut by Khan. Looking for a way to follow up. Trying to get the crowd behind him. Content to slug it out with the Hell Knight Mickey Williams, center of the ring. Rawr! Big drop kick from Khan settles that argument. Let's see what we can follow up with. Nothing! Iron Claw to the face of Khan! And then another rake of the side, the claw across the eyes. They did have to sign a waiver before they agreed to compete in a GWA ring. Oh, and now a third Iron Claw on the floor this time. Mickey Williams saluting himself there. Oh, body slams him on the chairs and kendo sticks. Oh, there's a baseball bat I didn't notice before. Bit of a showcase for Mickey Williams to this point, as he now is free to stab away. Using that as a bit of a pick through the hair of Khan. Raking the eyes now, just smearing that blood into the eyes of Khan. Khan fighting back, nice step, suplex. Oh, fights his way back to his feet, but he's dazed. Khan running on fumes, and Mickey Williams knows it, just toying with the young man. This is their first appearance here in the GWA ring. They were eager at the opportunity to prove themselves in front of the fans. And I'm hoping that Mickey Williams puts this away before we run into some sort of mass transit incident here. Zero respect out of Mickey Williams, the sanctity of the ring. Oh! Rakes the eyes and now waits for Khan to stand to deliver what could be the finishing blow, a huge double axe handle to the top of the head, straight out of the 80s from Mickey Williams. But Khan again fights back with a huge suplex. Oh, center of the ring. Again, this is a DQable offense. Only gets to hold till 3 that time. I don't know if Khan fought his way free or Mickey Williams just thought better of it. Huge elbow in the corner out of Khan. Oh, and then a low blow. Mickey Williams. Those terrible tactics. Once again rearing their ugly head. Oh, discus lariat plants Khan. Continuing to bleed and has been doing so since the beginning of this matchup. And there, once again, the torture headlock. Putting Khan away. Just shy of the 18-minute mark. Another victory for Mickey Williams. Not officially in our GWA Championship Series, but not a bad little starting match there out of Khan and Mickey Williams. Khan was essentially brought in here, and I'm not going to lie, as a warm body because we just needed to fill out 4 matches on the card in order to ensure a sellout of our gymnasium. And despite their fair efforts, Mickey Williams putting them down with that torture headlock. Don't feel too bad, kid. It caused Kenta Kobashi to pass out just last month. Now, we move on to the 3 matches within the GWA Championship Series. And for those unfamiliar, let's do a quick refresh. Boink. The GWA Championship Series standings are as follows. You can see David Houston, Thomas Walker, and Kenta Kobashi currently leading the field with 4 points apiece. Jack Howard, Matt Robinson, Mickey Williams, and Tejano knotted up at 2. And the only person not to have any points thus far, Bill Bullock, getting an opportunity later tonight to finally put a little points in their column as they face El Tejano Jr. right now. The GWA Championship Series was born out of necessity as I could not run a tournament yet to crown a champion, and I didn't just want to run a match to determine a champion. So I turned the fact that we have an 8-character roster into an opportunity to run a round-robin tournament as we book cards month to month. So I have to keep track of it on that Word document that you saw. So we're going to try to get through that. Oh, quick cover attempt there by Bill Bullock. Gets a 1 count. Follows it up with a nice headbutt combination to El Tejano Jr. Bill Bullock taking last month off with some neck injuries, or just to heal up a little bit. Back with us and better than ever. We can get out of the starting blocks here with our first points in the championship series. As I was trying to say, I tried to book a tournament to determine a champion since we have 8 roster members, but it told us I couldn't yet. That our promotion was not profitable enough to have a tournament be viable. So I've instead, outside of the Fire Promoter aspects of the game, created that Word document for the GWA Championship Series. And so we have invented our own round-robin tournament that we're taking care of over the course of our shows here. And once it is finished, we will use it as tournament seeding for an eventual championship tournament. And if a tournament still isn't viable at that point, we can just take the top 2 points getters in our championship series and put them against each other for the belt, and I won't feel bad about them having not earned that opportunity, because here they are fighting their way through it. Much as Bill Bullock is putting a hurt on El Tejano, busting him open with a punch to the face. Let's see if El Tejano can fight through that wound. He is unfortunately going to be bleeding for the remainder of this matchup. We will tend to him after it, of course. It's just the way the game works. Don't worry about the blood you see spilled onto the canvas. The canvas absorbs the blood, and that makes the fight stronger. Looks like Tejano seems to have gotten a boost of energy from being busted open there by Bullock, who's now attempting to fight back. Nice diving clothesline into a stomach claw from Bill Bullock. Interesting tactic there, somehow forcing more blood out of the forehead wound of El Tejano. Oh, and a poke to the eyes. What a powerbomb counter that was out of Bill Bullock, and then back to the stomach claw. Must know something we don't know. I don't know of any reports of diverticulitis out of El Tejano or anything like that. But once again, these nasty heels here in the GWA busting open their opponent. Nice submission style here out of Bill Bullock. You see the natural talent that these competitors possess. You wonder why they resort to such unruly tactics as grabbing that chair earlier in the matchup, softening the forehead of an El Tejano to bust him open. As Bill Bullock plants him now with a Fisherman Buster. Back to the stomach claw for Bill Bullock. El Tejano doing everything in their power to fight free of this predicament. Nice black hole slam, standing variation into the cover. Solid 2 count there on Bill Bullock, but you see the blood pooling underneath Tejano even on a pin attempt. Off the ropes come Bullock now. Oh, lays him out with another clothesline. I feel like the blood loss starting to get to El Tejano. Nice discus lariat version that time from Bullock. Senses victory is nigh, tries to put him down, but Tejano pops right back up after that lariat. Now looking to get back into this thing. Oh, Bullock takes a moment to pose, but gets sent to the floor by El Tejano, who wisely moves to the center of the ring so he can catch his breath. Bullock returning with a chunk of table. Oh, distracts Tejano for that knockout shot. Another rolling discus lariat, a third, or I guess a second in a row, but a third blow in a row. And now another clothesline after clothesline from Bill Bullock, but doesn't go for a pin. And Tejano able to fight Bullock off, at least momentarily. Huge powerbomb. There's that powerbomb combo. Releases him on the third. Into the cover. 1, 2. No. 2 count after that triple powerbomb from Tejano. That might have been his last bit of energy. See him up a daze there. Oh, vicious headbutts to that forehead wound by Bill Bullock, dragging Tejano away from the ropes. Tejano once again successful in that suplex attempt, but can't follow up. Every time Tejano tries to get a little something going, Bill Bullock quick to cut them off. Beautiful standing Spanish fly from Bill Bullock. Again, the athleticism on display. You wonder why they resort to the dirty tactics that they do. Oh, like that punch to the ding-dong. Bill Bullock real proud of himself there. Just kicking out the knees of Tejano, dragging his face across the mat, trying to open up that wound even wider. And just a poke to the eyes, luring Tejano into the center of the ring, but Tejano with an ushigoroshi into the cover. 1, 2, 3. Tejano survives the onslaught of Bill Bullock, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat with an ushigoroshi. Out of nowhere, seemingly. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the Tornado Tejas. I apologize. One of his signature maneuvers I was calling the ushigoroshi. It is in fact the Tornado Texas. Bringing him victory. Fantastically done there. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna rearrange these slightly. Okay, so Mickey Williams certainly didn't defeat, or certainly didn't go down to 88. So we're high 80s overall as our averages thus far. That's pretty good. Okay, I just have to clean up a little something here. D. Defeated Khan. Now we can bring up our graphic. Boink. And I can live update this. As, let's see here. El Tejano Jr. was victorious. Green number 2, getting his 4th point. Against... who did he just face? Bill Bullock, who has yet to win a match. First off, let's do that. Second off, let's do that. Bill Bullock, still victoryless in our championship series. Maybe all the dirty tactics don't pay off so well now, do they, Mr. Bullock? Things are getting real knotted up at 2, though, across a lot of different performers. Okay, let's save that. We got 2 more championship matches to go, I think. And let's see if I'm not mistaken. Boink! Yeah, David Houston and... Oh, Matt Robinson only has 2 points. I was going to say, if Matt Robinson wins this, we're going to be all sorts of knotted up at 4 points. But if David Houston wins this one, they will take a substantial lead, also being the only competitor to this point with 4 matches until Kobashi fights later. Okay, lots to keep track of. I'm doing my best here. As I said, I have a Word document and a text document and this game open. I used to take notes literally on a clipboard with like paper and pencils and all that sorts of stuff, but I'm trying to update and also, interact at the same time. Okay. Oh, our next matchup here. David Houston, Matt Robinson. These two, no stranger to one another in another life, another time. But here in the second generation of the G1, they are nothing but rivals. Certainly not former tag team champions together. As Mr. Bigfoot calls for the bell, and we are underway. David Robinson, the anti-gravity kid. They're in the red trunks. Matt Robinson, don't remember their nickname. They're in the teal getup. They are teal as all get up. Oh, immediately into the pedigree! That's his finish! But David Houston pops right back to his feet. Matt Robinson planting Houston with his pedigree immediately. But Houston just no-sells it and continues the fight. Off the ropes now. David Houston actually seems to be on the offensive advantage. Oh, at least momentarily. After taking Matt Robinson's finish immediately to start this contest. Robinson continuing to stomp away here. Oh, gets taken over by flying head scissors. Both of these men, history of neck issues. Well, not neck issues, but sore necks. A lot of sore necks in the GWAs. You see a nice roll-up attempt there. We do our best to give them time to recover, not work them too hard, Oh! Boom! Angel's wings! In the center of the ring! Rolls him up! 1! Whoa! Might have been a quick finish there from David Houston. Neither of these men holding back, and we are not even 5 minutes deep here. As I said, in another lifetime ago, these two were best of buds. It seems that old grudges die hard. I don't know why they would be best buds and hold grudges, but you've had long-term friends. You know there are slight things that you keep in your back pocket for when your friends upset you. That you're like, remember when 35 years ago you did X, Y, or Z? You know what I'm talking about.
My glasses! I can't see without my glasses!
All right, off go the glasses.
1, 2.
How long is the timer for? Is it a minute? 2 minutes. Okay. Point. I had to squint in at the chat so I could see if it was 2 minutes. Because I know I changed one of them. Oh yeah, I changed the singing to 1 minute. Just 2 minutes was insane. Okay. Matt Robinson, the blob wearing teal. Oh my goodness me, huge seated dragon sleeper there by David Houston. Matt Robinson able to bust free. Ends that combination with a rolling punch to the jaw. Oh, kick to the back of the head there of Houston. Got to keep my eyes nice and wide so I can make sure that they're still human shaped. Bow and arrow, I think. Yep, bow and arrow there from David Houston to Matt Robinson. Kind of hard to tell who is doing the move to whom there in my current state. Oh, there's David Houston rolling up Matt Robinson once more. Robinson out at 2. As we are approaching, I can't tell you the time because I can't read it at the moment. Aggressive suplex there from Robinson. You heard of that extra effort in his voice. And a knee to the side of the jaw of Houston. Come off the ropes once more. Knee to the midsection this time. Floats over into the armbar.
Give up. Give up.
And work on the limbs of David Houston as Matt Robinson as we are cresting, I think we're still in single digits, so I'm going to say 9 minutes? 8 or 9? I think. David Houston, though, both of these men, rather resilient to the other's tactics. Oh no, gets countered there, though. Was going for another flying hand scissor into a powerbomb, though, and kicks it too. David Houston staying alive. So I'm doing my best to stay alive, as I can't really see what's going on. I just know they're vaguely human shaped, and I can see the colors for sure. Oh, La Magistral!
2.
And, oh! Robinson out at 2. Amaze impact! Houston into the cover! 2. Robinson out again. Let's take a better look at it, shall we? Ah, yes, Matt Robinson countering, retaliating with those kicks to the midsection, stiff as can be. Houston sends him off the ropes. Pop up, roll up. 1, 2. No, Robinson just able to escape that pop up Hurricane Rana pin attempt from David Houston, who now plants him in the center of the ring. A second time. Into the Magistral. 1, 2, 3. David Houston, your GWA Championship Series leader after that victory. What's this about old grudges? Oh, juice. I just mean, like, you know, the longer you know somebody, the longer you have opportunity to, like, collect little things they, you know, they do to... Nobody gets along 100% of the time. I'm just saying that having long-term friendships like that give you the opportunity to build up old grudges or, like, old little niggling things that, like, when you argue later, you can, like, pull out, like, remember in 1985 when he did this? Yes, son of a gun! Like, stuff like that. I'm not specifically referencing anything you've done, so don't worry about it. Okay, or indeed anything I've done to you, though I'm sure the list is far longer on that end than on the other. Okay, David Houston, Matt Robinson, a barn burner. Let's get this up here. David Houston, again victorious. Again victorious. Boink. Clearly your leader, defeating Matt Robinson. Whoop! Hang on. It is a live document after all. Boink and... boink. There we go. Gets us all set up. Huzzah. Alright, I at least need to update my text file as well, where I'm keeping track of everyone's win-loss records and their match performance, depending on whom they're paired with. Okay. Oh dear, he says, because Kenta Kobashi now must face Thomas Walker. Let the bloodletting begin. Senior Sasquatch rings the bell, and we are underway. You see Thomas Walker diving for a complete shot there. Missing wildly. Kobashi calmly avoiding it. Establish himself early in this one. So we now have a new points leader. Mind you, they also wrestled the most amount of matches. The only one to tie them with 4 matches wrestled of the 7 at the conclusion of this one will be Kenta Kobashi. I don't think Thomas Walker's had 4 yet. Could be wrong about that. We'll see at the end of this matchup. A lot on the line here, as we said. We're going for tournament seeding in the eventual championship tournament that will crown the first ever GWA champion. Failing that, and by failing that I mean if we are not quite tournament viable at the time that we conclude this series, I'll figure out who the 2 leading candidates are and put them in a singles match. For the title. But first you gotta get there. Thomas Walker and Kenta Kobashi would love to be crowned the first ever GWA champion in what will hopefully be a long and storied career both within the confines of the pro wrestling industry and more specifically in the GWA. Long may it reign, or long may it last. I've had to adjust my booking strategies more than a half dozen times in the now 4 months we've been putting on shows here in the GWA. Initially I wanted to tour the world, but not viable. And then I wanted to put on a tournament, not viable. And then I'm trying to do this round robin thing with at least 4 matches and having guests every month. So we'll see how viable it is. I'm trying to be as profitable as possible at the same time. I don't want to suffer the same fate as the Hall of Fame promotion that literally boasted the greatest roster of all time, if you look at it in terms of WWE featured talent throughout their long history, and it went bankrupt after 3 months. Batista was crowned their champion, and then the promotion folded, so I don't want to suffer that same fate. I put them at the bottom of the totem pole in terms of promotions with us. hoping that having the legends and the WWE Hall of Fame close to us in rank would inspire us to do better, or like help us form working relationships with them. But nope, the WWE Hall of Fame blew their wad of cash in 3 months and somehow didn't make enough money back with, again, the greatest roster of all time. So let's see what I can do. My meager offerings to this point. Thomas Walker's meager offerings translate into a nice snap suplex there on Kobashi, trying to keep the Burning One at bay. He's that trickster devil. Oh, quick roll up here from Walker. Try to stun Kobashi with those forearms and roll him up quick. Just gets a 1 count. I have to say, and I keep saying it, Thomas Walker doesn't need to cheat. Like, if I could take the uses the fork move out of his arsenal, he's just a really good wrestler. It's just that one little thing that, like, yeah. I guess because he sees Mickey Williams doing it. Feels enabled, I suppose. One day I would hope that Thomas Walker see the error of their ways and try to win their matches solely under their own merit, much like a Kobashi is doing by, you see the show of sportsmanship there. Sure, oh gosh! Thought he dodged it, but then got caught in the complete shot, pulled to the canvas face first, but able to kick out at one is Kobashi. As I was trying to put him over for sportsmanship, allowing Thomas Walker to return to the ring and both of the two combatants to catch their breath there. Into an orange crush from Kobashi! No! Thomas Walker rolls the shoulder at 2.9, and we fight on a second one! 1, 2, no! And for a second time, Thomas Walker barely hanging on to this one, as we just passed the 10-minute mark here. Kobashi countering that Irish whip. A third orange crush in a row! 2, no! Stronger kick out this time from Walker. Senses the end is nigh, giving every last bit of energy he has to stem the offensive tide of Kenta Kobashi. Doing a pretty good job this far as Walker. Oh, try to get a move off the top, but not close enough. Oh, and then drop of that brainbuster. Kobashi off the ropes. I was going to say huge lariat, but a bulldogging headlock there from Kobashi, and now we see the fork. As you see Thomas Walker getting into some serious trouble against Kobashi, and relying on that fork to bust the man open at the 12-minute mark. Oh! Counter into a kick to the ding-dong. Now he pulls on his legs and is back with a Boston Crab. As Kobashi bleeds into the canvas there. He avoided it as long as he could, did Kobashi. Now, Walker looking to steal one here as the blood continues to rush into the eyes of Kenta Kobashi. Unable to get Walker up for the suplex. Hey, Ali, nice to see you. Fun Size Munchkin, hope you're having a good day. Yes, I'm doing quite well. Thank you very much for asking. Or for suggesting that I'm well. Thank you for your hope. Oh, another brainbuster. I hope Thomas Walker has a good medical coverage. Oh. Able to jaw jack Kobashi there. Catch him in a second complete shot, driving him face first into the canvas. You see the blood beginning to pool. Is that wound only going to get worse before it gets better? Very strict policy not to tend to the health of our performers until the conclusion of the matchup, for better or for worse, here in the GWA. That's not something you would ever see in real life. Oh, chop across the eyes of Thomas Walker, and now one across the chest drops him. And now a burning lariat from Kobashi. Off the ropes this time. Another lariat drops Thomas Walker to the canvas. But again, got that chin crusher counter. Nice drop kick there from Walker. Momentarily stopping Kobashi. He's looking for that knockout shot. Gets dropped with a neck breaker. On the shoulder variation, another nice drop kick. Oh. Ushigoroshi across the knee to Kobashi. Into the cover. 1, 2, 3. Thomas Walker. That's the second match in a row that's ended with that move. Perhaps sending a message to future opponent El Tejano Jr. using his very own Tornado Tejas to defeat Kenta Kobashi in what was a barn burner. Wait a minute, what just happened? Oh, thank you very much for the host. Hello, everyone that was just checking out Fun Size Munchkin. I am Rad Gnarly, the Orbital Outcast. We are in the midst of the GWA today on our broadcast. I am a wrestling promoter trying to book the best shows I can for everybody out there. Thomas Walker defeating Kenta Kobashi. Not exactly what Kobashi would have wanted in that one. 84% evaluation. I feel like if you cut out the dirty tactics, Thomas Walker could easily get into the 90s on these. But a second impressive main event win from Thomas Walker there. Let's go ahead and check out our standings and where this leaves us. Going to be adjusting this live. Okay, Thomas Walker now. Wowzers. Thomas Walker, with that win, now puts him in a tie for first place in this tournament. Meanwhile, Kenta Kobashi, with that loss, stays at 4, and we are getting all sorts of log jammed at 4 points, as you can see on your screen. Okay, so this is where we stand after 4 months of competition. Most competitors are about halfway through. There are 7 matches each one must do, so most competitors have had either 3 or 4 matches. I don't think there's anybody sitting at 2. Yeah, everyone's had 3 or 4 matches. I'm trying to space these out. Boink. I'm trying to space these out both in terms of making sure we have enough matches to fill our cards and making sure we don't destroy the talent on our way to filling this championship series. And as I take a look there at our average card rating is a solid 88%. So once again, we are sending our crowd of 1,600 plus home happy. Now we need to check on the other end of the business and take a look at these financials, see what's going on. All right, 1,703 people showed up, running a flawless show. We're ready to book a bigger venue. I'm going to take a chance next time on the next level up. We'll see what happens. If I can do it without John Cena and Ricochet are the new WWE Tag Team Champions. Chuck Taylor and Big Swole are the AEW Junior Tag Champs. Ember Moon is the NXT Champion. All right. Fabi Apache, I don't know who Keira is. I think Keira is just their name. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, see, all of these promotions have significantly larger rosters than last time we ran this simulation. So, Delilah Doom is a 2-time champ. She is the GCW champion, as well as the GCW Tag Team champion with her fiance, Eli Everfly. There, we made almost $6,000 that time. There we go. See, we're trying to keep expenses down so we can keep that income up. We can sell out the arena that we use without any advertising whatsoever. So that's where we've sort of been sitting with knowing that we can count on 1,700 sort of fans. We're going to see what else we can do. Impact is already sending out scouts. That's awesome. Yeah, so everyone else in the wrestling universe has way more people to use, so they have the opportunity to start generating revenue right away. It still boggles my mind that the Hall of Fame promotion couldn't do that in the 3 months that they existed. So, okay, so we had a new scout. All right. Significantly, I think we're doing okay. Let me check my... How's everybody feeling? Kenta's doing crappy. Tejano's feeling crappy. Oh no. Houston's feeling crappy. Walker's feeling crappy. Half my squad is hurt. Crap. Alright, see? Just when I'm trying to ease toward profitability, even though he is green everywhere, his condition is still poor, and that makes them susceptible to injury. Half my squad. Okay, Kobashi, Tejano, Houston, and Walker. That is no good. Also, Matt Robinson's head is getting real orange. I'm legit worried. I can't afford to have injuries. We only have 8 people on the roster. How did we do merchandise-wise? We sold slightly under 750, so we made 7,500-ish. Okay. We're not even selling all the snacks to the people that show up. Let's do our tiny bit of maintenance here, which makes the attack stronger, as good as that'll help us. Huh. Okay. This is tough. This is a lot tougher than I thought, because we're putting on good matches and we need to continue to do that, but at the same time, I can't turn down the intensity of my athletes, so if they get hurt, there's nothing I can really do about it. Or if they start to wear down in the ring, there's nothing I can do about it other than try to provide them with better facilities. And I definitely can't... Hang on, let me check. Let me check my people here. How's Mickey doing? See, he's actually doing better after I put him in that match against that guy who wasn't with us. He was hurting and was in bad condition, but is actually doing better after... That's weird, because I put him in that... No, wait. Jack Howard was really hurt. Mickey Williams is also, like, struggling, I think. I just can't afford to rest everybody. Who's worst? Who is the worst of them all? Let us rest our biggest star. Or rest... crap. Tejano, maybe? And then bring somebody in? Essentially removing 2 people from the championship series at every turn. Hang on, let's go... Let me go over here and bring this back up. Okay, so again, I'm booking this all live, so I'm trying to figure out what makes good matchups if I rest Kobashi. Because they are doing not great. Mind you, they're green. Who amongst the poor... Okay, so actually Thomas Walker needs to be rested, because they are the worst amongst the worst condition amongst those that say they are also in poor condition. So if I can rest Thomas Walker and give David Houston the week off, maybe? Or if I put him against somebody else that is also poor. Like if I do David Houston, Kenta Kobashi, and just hope for the best. Let me do that. Kenta Kobashi, David Houston. All right. Year 1, month 5. Year 1, month 05. So that is going to be one of our matches that we're working toward. I'm going to put that in the number 2 slot in my text file here. Kobashi versus David Houston. Okay, so we got that one squared away. Let's see. Bonk. Maybe going back and forth with that graphic as I look at everybody here. So they're both poor, but in decent condition-ish. So we're going to risk it. Tejano is in poor condition, but only has a yellow in terms of neck. The thing about them being in poor condition, number 1, the match quality suffers, and number 2, they're obviously more susceptible to injuries. So obviously, I'm trying to do my best to make sure going into matches, nobody is like too badly damaged. Like we gave Matt Robinson a month off at some point, but it didn't seem to do too good of a job to help them, because here they are with an orange neck still. Bill Bullock got a month off and did quite well in their recovery. Jack Howard's feeling great, so okay. Okay, Kenta Houston's already taken care of. We are resting Thomas Walker. So they're out, and if I take them out, I do a showcase match for somebody else that is on the poor side. So 3 of the 4 are already taken care of. We're resting Walker, and Houston and Kobashi are facing each other. So El Tejano, I'm going to try to bring in a guest to face El Tejano. Okay, 1 second. I'm also keeping track of who we invite, when they show up, and how well they do for, like, you know, just in case next time around, or when they become, you know, roster options, I can possibly get them in there, and there's some familiarity with the crowd. I don't think that matters at all, but it matters in my headcanon. Hey, what's going on, SSD Ninja? Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good one. We are in the thick of it, as we are scrambling to be profitable and not injure our talent as we rebook, or as we relaunch the GWA here. Oh, Tony Franks, thank you very much for the follow. I just saw that happen. Thank you kindly. Okay, Tejano, we're going to give them a friend. And as I said, we're going to rest Thomas Walker. We're going to put Kobashi and Houston against each other. Let's bring this back up. So that leaves us 4 people and 2 matches to make then, and I hope it works out. Houston Bullock hasn't happened. Perfect. Or excuse me, Howard Bullock hasn't happened. Perfect. Let's just do that. Wait. Oh wait, I don't know if the other match has happened though. Robinson Williams? Is that what we're going to be left with? Boink. I think so. I think we're going to be left with Robinson Williams. Has it happened yet? Okay, Kenta Kobashi here. We're putting Tejano versus a guest in the first match. Second from the top, we can do... Or actually, we can do Jack Howard versus Bill Bullock. And Matt Robinson versus Mickey Williams. Ooh, that is going to be rough. That is going to be rough on Robinson for sure. Okay, now we need to find... first I need to lock those in. Howard Bullock, is that what we're going with? No, that's not right. It is right. Howard Bullock we're going with, so let's lock that in. Howard Bullock, year 1, month 05. And then our other match is going to be Robinson, Williams. Williams, boo, 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 over here, year 1, month 05. So there, we're going to have 3 tournament matches and our 1 guest match, as we normally do. So, now we have a battle plan. Let's commence to booking. First, we need to invite a friend. Let's see. Last time around, I'm still going to be looking at the same couple of people because I shortlisted, where'd they go? Stevie Ray, because they were cheap, because their attack and defense was really good, and because they had a C popularity, which means they will help us sell out the arena. So I will once again try to hire Stevie Ray. They turned us down last month. I have a couple of other shortlisted people beyond this, so let's try Stevie Ray. Again, we're using a 3 strikes and you're out policy where I got to try to book this person 3 times. They can turn me down 3 times, and then I got to move on to somebody else. Okay, Stevie, what do you think, bud? It costs... They're asking for less money than last time. Let's bear that in mind, too. Okay, you saw how good we did. How about now? Do you want to work with us? I don't understand. I just don't get it. Okay, so I'm going to give them 2 more chances to say no. And then we're going to move on to another talent as I do a 3-strike policy. I'm also doing a 3-strike policy in terms of asking 3 people at 3 different chances. Or, yeah, at 3 different times. Not offer contract. I just need to invite you for a single event. Just inviting you for a single event over here. Stevie. Come on, Stevie. Come on, Stevie. Nope. Okay, that's 2 strikes. That is 2 strikes against Stevie Ray. After this, we're going to go after Darby Allin again, just so you know, because they were our second choice last time. And then if we can't get Darby Allin, we're going to go to, I don't know, some very less exciting options. Mind you, Khan, in their work, they did really good enhancement work. Like, they made Mickey Williams look good. He didn't get hurt, anything like that. So it's not the worst idea in the world to book somebody that's not going to be as competitive. But my main thing at the moment is trying to be as competitive as possible. So I'm trying to book the best match for the lowest amount of cost. So us spending under $1,000 to get Stevie Ray, I know it's their showman style, but that's okay. They're gonna wrestle like they're on WCW Thunder, and they're gonna bust their butt for us. Nope, no, they're not. Okay, so they said no for 3 times. They are officially out of it. I can start asking other people, and that other person, first and foremost, is, where'd you go? Darby Allin. Darby, come on, buddy. Also costs just under $1,000. Come on, pal. No. Just not this sort of event, which again I don't understand, because what event? Like, I haven't booked the event yet. And you would be featured in the event. Like, that's the whole reason. Or like, we want to put you in there against El Tejano. Have a good time with it. Okay, so back to North American free agents, because that's our main. Like, look at this. Batista has a belt as a free agent because literally he won the Hall of Fame title and then the Hall of Fame stopped existing. Here, you can look down here. I did this earlier, but when the Hall of Fame folded, starting with Abdullah the Butcher on down, here's all the people that are now free agents because the Hall of Fame doesn't exist anymore. I'm not going to stop at any of the names because it's just a smorgasbord of ridiculous talent. Oh, like, what's up, Shawn Michaels and Steve Austin, just chilling in the free agent pool. They're really expensive, but they're just chilling in the free agent pool with, you know, Undertaker, so on and so forth. Ricky Steamboat. Oh, Ric Flair just chilling. They're all ultra popular. They're all ultra expensive. Anyway. Alright, so Stevie Ray said no a bunch. Now it's Darby Allin's turn to turn us down again. Come on, Darby. Come on, buddy. Come on, Darby. Ah, that's not the sound I wanted to hear. All right, one more chance with Darby, and then we got to scramble for a third person to look for. Just trying to rest part of our roster and keep our championship series going without necessarily breaking our talent down, but still put on a good show. I don't know why I'm in the B's. It's Darby Allin. Oh, that's why. For the B part. Darby. Alright. No Darby Allin. So, Khan showed up last time and did a pretty good job for us, I gotta say. And they cost next to nothing. So I'm going to look for just literally the cheapest option to start with. Okay, everybody's just organized alphabetically. Here we go. Alex Coughlin, that was just scouted. They are a New Japan Pro Wrestling Young Lion, I think, but they were just scouted by Impact Pro Wrestling as a new free agent. So they are the new front runner, and I'm not even kidding. They are the new front runner based on... Actually, wait. Aaliyah? Alex Coughlin is the current front runner because they are dirt cheap. And they've never wrestled before in front of our crowd as far as I know. What's going on here? Brian Malonis, the Kingpin. I feel like they're a Ring of Honor talent I'm not intimately familiar with. Oh, things have been very well. Thank you for asking. Doing quite nicely. Especially since rebooting the GWA, like my enthusiasm for streaming in general sort of refreshed, because now I'm like, every week I have this Thursday to sit down and be like, I have an entire wrestling universe to consider, and I like that occupying space in my head. And all the other games that I get to play throughout the week seem like a bonus in addition to getting to do this. So, real good. Been real good for my mental health, for sure. Especially with the weather getting better, so I get outside more, stuff like that. Okay, so this Brian Malonis character, showman style, but they look like a big tough scrapper. Lariat attack, falling lariat, scrap buster, neck hanging bomb, the swing vote, whatever that may be. A beefy 6'3", 341. I'm gonna try Brian Malonis here. What's up? Brian Malonis coming on down. Okay. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. They're very affordable. Malonis. They're going to fill out the rest of our card as needed. And if they do a good job, I can always keep them in mind for later, future considerations. Keep them in mind for a job down the line at some point. Okay. Now that I invited them, I can save again. I can book our events. We're going to try to do our best. Okay, so... Alright, 4,800 expenses for that. Plus 1,100 and some. So we're going to end up at about 18,000 in expenses last time, because we're spending literally the same amount of money, also in terms of hiring a talent, etc., etc. I don't know... Okay, hang on. I'm just going to book these matches and see what happens. So starting us off is going to be Tejano versus our guest. Hopefully this is a night off for you, Tejano. Oh, you're going to put on your fun tights. So let's pretend those are your house show tights. It's just a fun night for you against Brian Malonis here, who I'm not all that familiar with, gotta be honest. But that's okay. They brought some people with them to the yard, so to speak. So in our main event, we're looking at Bill Bullock, Jack Howard. Come on. Alright. And just down from that, we're looking at... Oh boy. I'm getting nervous now because there's so much bloodletting. Mickey Williams, Matt Robinson, really worried about his neck. And then in our last competition, it's going to be David Houston. We're already full before I even put Kenta Kobashi here, who shaved off his goatee. Okay, I'm moving up one. No advertising whatsoever, and we're putting 2,500 people in a 3,000 seat arena. That ups our expenses significantly, but we're already making $25,000 on the gate. So I'm going to go with this because, yeah, it's costing us nothing. Hang on. It's not worth it to... No, it's not worth it for that sort of sellout. So just word of mouth, we are at 2,500 in a 3,000 seater, and we're going to try to put on a good show for them. This could... I don't want to put too much pressure on this show because we still have some money in the bank, but I'm hoping if this is profitable, this could really turn things around for us. This is our biggest chance to date. So we are essentially adding 10 grand to our expenses, hugely cutting into our profit margin, but we're going to make 25 grand just on the gate here. I'm going to go for it. We are upgrading to a new venue. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hey, Dork Chop! Wait, did you just sub? Yeah, you did. Thank you very much for subscribing! Oh man, it's 5 months already. Oh, let's get those. Wait a minute, I can do this now too. Hang on 1 second, I can do this all over the place. Woo, 1 second here, everyone. Bear with me, because I can do this in my own chat now. That makes me happy. Alright, I just dumped a bunch of emotes in my own stupid face. Alright. Oh yeah, our expenses are massive this time, but we have most of that covered with our ticket sales. We'll have most of that covered, and if I do a good job with the merchandise... We got 2,500 people showing up. I'm only making 1,000 because we can. That's still 8 grand of profit. We're gonna try our best. We're gonna try our best. Oh, that's too bad. What are you installing? Just out of curiosity. What's tonight's excitement? Okay, training center's been taken care of as always. Like our big thing is this gym expansion. That opens up the opportunity to invest in all of this. Like our first big windfall's gotta be this gym expansion so we can get more people on our roster so we can start cycling people in and out, so on and so forth. Okay. That Knockout City dodgeball game. So it's the new hotness, is it? Okay. Surprisingly fun? Is it this year's Fall Guy? Or Fall Guys, excuse me. Not that thing still isn't going. Jeez, has that thing been out a year already? Or is time just meaningless in this day and age? At least to me. Alright. I think we've done everything. I can't believe the Hall of Fame promotion failed. We produced the little bit of merchandise we need. We've done our training center. We have no sponsorship of any kind, unfortunately. We are getting ready to proceed. Yep. Everybody's booked that can be booked. Okay, so it's been out for like a year, Fall Guys has? I thought so. Oh, we own it on Game Pass, do we? Is there crossplay juice? Boing, boing, boing. It's something I can dip my toe in, I don't mind. Play with our PC buddies. Okay, did everybody show up for work? Heck yeah, they did. So let's save that real quick. Brian Malonis. I think they work for Ring of Honor. I'm pretty sure like them and the Beer City Bruiser are a tag team. I feel like that's right. Just a couple of big boys. Alright, so they're getting their shot against El Tejano Jr. here in front of 2,500 in our brand new... I don't want to say it's our new home or anything like that, but... Okay. There is, and we're getting the Game Pass version anyway. I see. Alright. Let's get down to the ring for our very first matchup of what is now our third card we're doing today. Okay. Mr. Bigfoot rings the bell. is a very reserved-looking El Tejano Jr. with a nice ponytail and their fancy trunks, what they're calling their house show trunks. Underway here against Brian Malonis, being sent off the ropes. Oof. Malonis, a big 6'3", 340, I think they were billed at. Tejano just a shade over 6 feet. Larger for a luchador, but certainly not quite the size of a Brian Malonis. Let's see if they can impose their will on El Tejano Jr. here. Malonis' first appearance in a GWA ring. Looking to prove themselves both against our competition and in front of our fan base. As we have upgraded to a slightly larger venue. You can see we have fresh new crash mats around the outside of the ring. Fresh new barricades to keep the teeming fans away. 3-on-3 dodgeball. What is this league you speak of? Can there be like 3-person teams for like a whole season of dodgeballing? Conceptually, like, I'm not opposed. Sounds like a fun little diversion from the shooty bang bang escapades of most games. Mind you, you're shooting balls at each other anyway, so whatever. Shooty dodge. Tejano here, nice display of power there, easily getting the bigger man over for that suplex. Malonis not to be outdone, trying one of his own, but Tejano countering into a second. Now, oh, just a Vader attack in the corner from Brian Malonis there. Trying to impose his will, as we said, but again, there's the Tornado Tejas across the knee, and, oh, Malonis just able to escape. Tejano Jr. here, feeling it in front of this crowd. The GWA faithful here, starting to get behind Tejano Jr. He's looking to put Brian Malonis away. Huge air raid crash to the big man, but Malonis is back to his feet and drops Tejano with a huge lariat. Oh. Can't keep a good man down. Black hole slam into the pin. Malonis out at 2 to polite applause. Things are starting to heat up in the ring now. We have passed the 5-minute mark, cresting towards 10. Despite Tejano's more relaxed look in this one, they're fighting as furiously as ever. Short arm clothesline there to Brian Malonis. Oh, okay. I didn't know it was part of the game or if it investigated it all juice. Whoa! Another huge black hole slam there from Tejano, but he can't keep the big man down. It seems to be wearing on Malonis. See them sucking wind once there's a pause in the action there. Tejano pressing their advantage. Working the torso. Malonis drops him with another suplex. I think he was trying to roll him out of the ring there, but elects instead to drag him toward the center. Taking a bit of effort on the part of El Tejano Jr. Another Tornado Tejas across the knee into the cover. 1, 2. Malonis out at 2 again, but you can see after every couple of steps there, he's got to catch his breath. Drops him with a big side slam, does the big man. He's sent off the ropes. Nice main event spine buster. Oh, into a choke bomb. 1, 2. Tejano out at 2. Malonis almost got the surprise win there. And now he takes a little bit of time to catch his breath as we pass 10 minutes finally. Oh my gosh. I mean, he technically stole the move from Brian Malonis, but it's something very similar to something that El Tejano Jr. does already. Much to the chagrin of Malonis. Fighting from underneath here. Trying to get back into it. Shoves Tejano down. Pulls him back to his feet. Drops him again with a huge clothesline. Turns him inside out. Off the ropes he sent, but look at the speed of Tejano beating Malonis to the opposite rope. Interrupting that Irish whip attack. You see the toll that this match is taking on both men. Oh, scooped him up for an air raid crash. Another impressive display of power, getting the big man up. Malonis trying to fight his way back to his feet. Gotta take time to recoup, readjust, get back to work. against El Tejano here. Short arm clothesline to Malonis. Malonis rakes the eyes. Nice suplex there. Both men are down. Tejano back to his feet first. Malonis at this point is almost sucking wind. Big man is gassed, to be sure. See the display of sportsmanship there, allowing Malonis to get back into the ring as Tejano counters his suplex, does the Mexican superstar. Malonis now just dragging him away from the ropes in service of whatever next move he will attempt, hopefully to lead to a pin in his favor. Nope, drops him with a side slam there. Close to the ropes, he's going to have to move him. Kind of pulling him in the wrong direction there. I don't know what he's setting him up for. Oh, Tornado Tejas a third time. Across the knee of El Tejano Jr. into the cover. 1, 2. Malonis out again at 2. Choke bomb. 1, 2. No! Tejano just rolls the shoulder at 2.9. Gonna have to take things a little bit more seriously now. Drops him with a big boot. Off the ropes, into the corner he sends him. Tornado Tejas a fourth time. 1, 2, 3. A good showing from Brian Malonis, but El Tejano Jr. picks up the win, which is great because all of our enhancement talent has worked out pretty well so far. How'd we do match-wise? 89, I'll take it. I will take it. Okay. That's pretty good. Pretty solid. Nicely done. That's what you want out of a guest. That guy cost us $400, like extra, because we have to pay all of our talent on top of the guest talent. Like even if we don't feature the talent, we have to pay their salary, their monthly salary regardless. Guaranteed money here in the GWA. All right, now we got 3 more Championship Series matches to go. Let's take a quick look at our standings before we get to the match here. Boink. The first one we're going to be looking at is David Houston versus Kenta Kobashi. As you can see, Houston is currently our points leader, one of our points leaders with 6. Kenta Kobashi is going to look to get back on the winning track with a victory in this one. Okay. Let's save again, just because I'm super anal about that. And let's get down to the ring for Kenta Kobashi, David Houston, both competitors feeling poorly, as was El Tejano Jr., by the way, in their victory earlier. But I'm hoping that matching them both up means they'll, I don't know, I don't want to say take it easy on each other, but I'm hoping matching them both up helps neither of them get hurt somehow. Like 2 wrongs somehow preventing a further wrong, as Senior Sasquatch rings the bell, and we are underway in this GWA Championship Series match. One of the points leaders, David Houston, against the very competitive Kenta Kobashi on a bit of a losing streak. 2-2 is Kenta so far in this 5th match. David Houston, I believe, if I double check my documentation here, is 3-1 to this point. If I ever figure out a way to get and mount a second monitor, I will have that sort of info around me so that while I'm watching the game, I can, concentrate on other bits of info. Gosh, having like a monitor with chat on it would be awesome too, so I don't have to keep looking down at this little tablet. Space Cat, don't you be getting ideas now? Space Cat? Nope. Wrong way. This is not the way for you, sir. Sir. My word. Yeah, don't look at me like that. You know you're not supposed to go down there. Can't be rubbing up on all these lights and stuff when I'm using them. Oh, vicious chops to the side of the neck of David Houston. Kobashi doesn't have any light offense, so even though both of these gentlemen are feeling poorly, they're only going to get worse. Especially after a move like that Orange Crush, which almost puts David Houston down. Again, it affects match quality and their susceptibility to injury, so I don't anticipate this one going as long as previous matches, because both men aren't feeling that great. La Magistral gets a no count, says Kenta Kobashi. Wowzers. Gets planted with the last rights. Is it the last rights or the Angel's Wings? Gets planted with one... Oh, Angel's Wings, because you hook the things. Gets planted with the Angel's Wings into a Magistral. No count, says Kobashi, and right back to work he goes. Trying to quell the anti-gravity kid. Nothing like a brainbuster to stop your heart, really. Or to ruin your day, at the very least. Oh. Tried the Angel's Wings once more. Kobashi counters off the ropes. Huge leg drop. And straight back to work. Calm, cool, and collected. It's Kenta Kobashi. The only time he's really been in trouble is if he gets busted open. Nice cloverleaf now, dead center in the middle of the ring. Mr. Bigfoot in the perfect position to call for the submission should it occur. But Houston able to fight his way free. Gets countered into a powerbomb. Out at 2 is David Houston. To the polite applause of the crowd. Sent into the corner now. Kobashi building a heck of a lot of momentum. Huge burning lariat drops Houston. Allows him to get back to his feet for a second one. And set Houston up for that burning hammer. We've only seen it in one of his matches to this point. Oh, pop-up Hurricane Rana. Another no count to Kenta Kobashi. Not willing to give up even a single count on a 3-count attempt. Oh, rolling soul butt to the midsection of a David Houston, and now more chops to the side of the neck, including a rolling one to finish that combination off. Houston with a desperation head scissor takeover there. Oh, Kobashi reversing the Irish whip, and once again back to the side of the head and neck with those chops. Orange Crush, 1, 2, 3. Kobashi making short work of David Houston in that one, picking up a huge 2 points in the championship series. Not taking Houston lightly at all is Kenta Kobashi, and you see it reflected in the quality of the match. As he did not really let David Houston get much of anything going in that one. I just hope both gentlemen are okay. Let's go ahead and pop open our Championship Series graphic here and update on the fly. Let's go down to red number 4. And then Kobashi with a huge victory here against David Houston. Puts him up amongst the leaders of the Championship Series here with 6 big fat points. Okay. Hope that's exciting to watch update in real time as it is to actually update in real time. Boink. And we are back to it. Let's just take our opportunity to save here real quick. And we are now checking out our next matchup in the Championship Series. Matt Robinson, who is feeling a bit poorly in terms of their neck conditioning. Their neck is at an orange. They are now putting their career in the hands of Mickey Williams to do with as they can, as they so see fit. Let's see how this one shakes out. I worry about the health of all of my competitors, none more so than anyone opposite the ring from Mickey Williams. Let's see how Matt Robinson does here. We have already had to give them a month off to tend to some neck issues. They assure us that they're ready and willing to go. Like, technically their body condition is normal. It's just that their neck is also orange, where it could go down to red, and then beyond red it gets injured. So prayer circle for Matt Robinson's neck, if you'd be so kind, as he's easily sends Mickey Williams out to the floor, but that's just where Williams wants to go as he grabs a kendo stick immediately. Has it for a 4 count. Oh, almost disqualified in the opening moments of the contest is Mickey Williams. There was some clever work there by Matt Robinson. I think he was trying to hook him into a pedigree to finish him off. The element of surprise no longer in effect. Mickey Williams back focused on the task at hand here, trying to get back on the winning way in his winning ways. Pick up a couple more points in the GWA Championship Series as we head toward that big championship tournament. Fingers crossed our promotion lasts long enough to put it on. Oh, counter shot to the ding-dong there from Mickey Williams. Signature groin-based offense for Mickey Williams. He will cut your forehead and speed bag your nutsack. That's pretty much what he's all about. if I had to summarize the career of Mickey Williams to this point. As you see there, just squashing on the berries of a Matt Robinson. Now just biting his forehead, and he's actually managed to cut the skin and lacerate Matt Robinson by biting him in the forehead. And now opening him up with that fork. I guess he didn't get his fill. Still hungry as Mickey Williams. You see how Matt Robinson responds to being busted open. In the opening moments of this one, we're not even 5 minutes deep into the contest, and now Matt Robinson has a heck of a mountain to climb as Mickey Williams not only smells blood, but tastes it as he bites the forehead of Matt Robinson and sends him a-bleeding as I hear Space Cat running up and down the hallway nearby in desperate need of I don't know what. Oh, and now just a scythe to the forehead. Again, you can't be DQ'd. That's just a move in this game. There's nothing wrong with it. It's as legal as a headlock. In fact, more so. I guess you can't submit to it either, but now Matt Robinson just infuriated by the tactics of Mickey Williams, laying in those forearms. And then rolling through into the armbar. More signature offense from Robinson. A heck of a striker. They're looking for something of a knockout shot. Anything he can do to soften Mickey Williams up for that pedigree of his where he can drop you right on your face and dim your lights for a 3 count. Nice kick combo. Didn't get the third one, but didn't need it because Mickey Williams was already on the way down. Mickey Williams has won all of their championship points to this point with the torture headlock after busting their opponent open. So be sure to watch out for that. Nice delayed vertical suplex. Sending Robinson to the outside, and now to the opposite of adulation from the crowd, knowing full well that Mickey Williams is going straight back into bite mode. Disgusting tactics there from Mickey Williams, as always. This is why in the first generation of the GWA, Mickey Williams and Bill Bullock were summarily dismissed as soon as I possibly could. But now they are with us at least for the duration of the championship series. We need all the roster members we can get, and they're dirt cheap. It's not like we can hire anybody else that would do as good a job for as little money as a Mickey Williams. Win or lose, they certainly entertain the crowd in their way as they now grab a kendo stick. Oh, miss wildly with a swing there. Nice work by Matt Robinson to dodge that shot. Oh no, and just smearing the blood across the eyes of Matt Robinson again, having to fight his way free of the grip of Mickey Williams here. As we are on the floor, and there is nothing to stop Mickey Williams from stabbing Matt Robinson repeatedly until Williams lets go or Robinson breaks free. No countouts or DQs on the floor of the GWA ring. This fight can only be settled once you're back inside by pinfall or submission only. There are disqualifications, of course, but you get a very generous 5 count. Oh no. Iron Claw to the jaw, back to the scythe. Mickey Williams again going back to the wound. And now he's got that $1 Million Dream variation. He also has a sitting version of this, just squeezing the life out of Matt Robinson and squeezing the blood down the face of Mickey Williams' opponent there. Oh, gets caught with that kick by Robinson. Thinks he's got something going here. Huge discus punch puts Mickey Williams down. Oh, and then again smearing the blood into the eyes. Oh, sit-out dominator by Robinson. Gets caught with a big body slam. Mickey Williams posing for the crowd here. He seems more of a showman style than he does a strong style, but whatever. Both men down after that huge DDT, but Robinson back to his feet. Gets placed in the corner. Spear in the corner from Williams. And then a follow-up spear to a standing Robinson. And then he steps on his berries once again. I don't want to say dingleberries, that's a different thing. Roll through into the armbar, but too close to the ropes. Robinson trying to grab that arm and wrench for all he can. Oh, gut-wrench suplex from Robinson. Out of the playbook of Williams, who again goes back to the eyes. Robinson having nothing to do with it. Trying to position Williams in the corner, gets him set up for the pedigree. Pedigree from Robinson, rolls him over. 1, 2, no. Williams out at 2 as we pass the 15-minute mark. Robinson has been bleeding for over 10 minutes now, and now back into that $1 Million Dream. There's no way he's not tapping out to that. As Mickey Williams again grabs another 2 big points. Also amongst the leaders is Mickey Williams, I believe. Let's double check after a Cobra Clutch, they call it. Sure. My word. Okay. Now I update my text to file with the 85. Just gotta stay above 80. Just gotta stay above 80. That's all I ask. Okay, that's updated. And then let's update, boink, our championship standings here. As... What just happened? Mickey Williams. Here we go. Mickey Williams. Bonk. Getting 4 points. Oh, I interpreted one of Mickey Williams' earlier wins. That had nothing to do with the championship series to him. Ooh, Matt Robinson. Gotta be disappointed with his performance thus far. 1-3 is Matt Robinson. We are rolling on. Boink. In the championship series. Let's get back to the match card here. It is time for our last main event of the day. We're going to be signing off after this one. We did 3 shows. We'll do a little outside stuff. We'll take a look at the landscape of the last show for some of the other promotions that are out there in the world. We'll take a look at who our title holders are, as we have more singles champions crowned now. Unfortunately, I can't take a look at who all of the 6-person and tag team champions are, because you only see the leader of the team listed as blah blah blah's team and not the other members. So I can at least take a look at and have a good picture of who these singles champions are, as we ourselves are building towards crowning our first singles champion. To that effort, both Bill Bullock and Jack Howard are going to be fiending for these 2 points. Okay, let's get back to the ring. We are underway. I was just double checking to make sure I didn't have the title graphic thing in the way. Jack Howard there. Established himself early against a Bill Bullock. These two again, once upon a dream, no strangers to one another, though for the moment have yet to face one another in a ring to this point. Actually, I don't know how well they would have known one another. Bill Bullock didn't last too long in the first generation of the G1. We fired Bill Bullock and Mickey Williams as soon as we could, because we were tired of how they were just busting everybody open and getting wins by essentially cheating by using all that weaponry and stuff. Since we've come to embrace our lack of disqualification outside the ring of the GWA, we got space for a Bill Bullock and a Mickey Williams in this universe. Also, mostly because we don't have the room to not have them on the roster, since they're already a part of our squad. Juice wanted me to shut up for a second so I can hydrate. Stop rambling and drink. Howard now stalking the smaller competitor, Bill Bullock. The convict Bill Bullock, I believe, against the Hollywood hunk. Oh. Bullock going to the eyes there. Again, sir, you cannot, this is not a space for you. I have a very tiny area where I set all this up, this grand illusion of space and whatnot. And Space Cat, for whatever reason today, is trying to crawl all over me to let me know that he is hungry. I know that you are hungry. Dinner is delivered at the same time every day. It's literally why I schedule my streams around it. So don't think I've forgotten about you, sir. Anyhow. Off the ropes once more. Bill Bullock ducking underneath, but unable to follow up with anything there as we pass the 5-minute mark. Neither gentleman able to gain too big of an advantage. There's the first huge move of the matchup, to my estimation. Big Fisherman Buster there. Jack Howard immediately back to his feet and fighting away. Able to settle that strike battle really quickly, but unable to follow up a second Fisherman Buster, this time in the center of the ring there. Howard smartly creates a little time and distance there until he can clear his head. Get back to the offensive on a Bill Bullock. Oh, huge clothesline to the back of the head, pulls him into a Boston Crab.
Give up.
Oof. Bill Bullock with that hammer fist to the ding-dong. As you can see, the heels in the GWA, at least the created heels in the GWA, very heelish in their tactics. Like every one of them, I think, has a low blow, and they certainly have weaponry at their disposal as well. Mind you, David Houston does that chair illusion gimmick, so...
Give up. Give up.
As Bill Bullock now just laying a hurt on the Hollywood hunk Jack Howard. He's got a bit of a hill to climb. Bullock's starting to pull away in this one. Raking the eyes to maintain the advantage, and you got to do whatever you can within the rules. Oh, nice counter there into a bridging pin. Just kind of plop down on top of him there. As he kicks the leg away. But Jack Howard is back to his feet. Hasn't necessarily had an answer to the offensive onslaught of a Bill Bullock to this point, but has certainly withstood his fair share of torture and punishment. As Jack Howard, nice dodge of the discus lariat there, and now he drops him with a TKO. Some signature offense from Howard into the cover. Solid 2 count there to polite applause. And out pops Bill Bullock. Now being maneuvered into the corner by Jack Howard. He likes to hit the... Hang on. Oh, nice submission maneuver here. This could pay dividends for Bill Bullock, working on those shoulders. As I was trying to say, Jack Howard likes to position his opponents in the corner in order to package pile drive them toward the center of the ring. You see Bullock quick with that submission attempt. Oh, now stealing from the playbook of Bill Bullock with his suplex. No, almost puts Bullock down with his own finish. What are you going to do, Jack Howard? He at least had to try it, he says. And now the package power driver toward the center of the ring from the Hollywood hunk. Rolls him over into the cover. 1, 2. No, Bullock at a 2.9. I thought that would have been it. 2 finishes in a row. What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine, says Jack Howard. But on they fight. Nice spinning power slam, hook in the leg. Bullock out at 2. Howard drops him with a clothesline. Reversal of fortunes here in this matchup as things are all Hollywood hunk at the moment. Going into a rolling German combo. He's going to bridge on the 3rd. 1, 2. No! Bullock out at 2 again. Off the ropes he sends Howard. Drops him with a nice diving clothesline. Big boot puts Howard back down. Bullock trying for that discus lariat again. Howard cut him off. Says this is it. Gun to the back of the head. Drops him with a brainbuster. Dodges the lariat this time. Nice follow-away slam into the corner from Jack Howard, who again says that Bill Bullock's days are numbered. Looking to put the convict away, no pun intended. But here comes Bill Bullock with a rapid-fire series of headbutts. Up top goes Bill Bullock, waiting for Howard to stand. Jumping, swinging DDT from the top. Planting Howard in the center of the ring. Oh! Follows it up with a brainbuster. Does Jack Howard, though. Bill Bullock can't get anything going off that huge move off the top. Another shot to the ding-dong. Bill Bullock real proud of himself after that. Another fisherman buster. Working the neck of Jack Howard. Everyone on the GWA roster hates their opponent's neck. Oh, and now Bill Bullock mocking Jack Howard with his own finger guns. Both men jockeying for position in the corner. Howard going up top. Diving fist drop to the penis. The penis punch from the top. Oh no! Bill Bullock with that suplex variation of his own. Got him! Bill Bullock, what a huge victory! Putting down the Hollywood hunk, Jack Howard. Match of his career from Bill Bullock. Let's see how this played out in front of the crowd. Yeah, the Phoenix Plex. Providing the victory in your main event for one Bill Bullock, picking up his first points, I believe. Let's double check that in 1 second as I fill out this text file real quick. That shows that we have now done 5 shows. And then I can bring up this sucker right here. Jack Howard falling. So they get nothing. They get nada. Boink. And Bill Bullock finally on the board with a huge 2 points. Remember this victory. What an upset it was. We finally have points from each of our competitors. So we have we got 3 tiers of talent, essentially, it looks like. We have David Houston, Thomas Walker, and Kenta Kobashi currently leading the field with a good 6 points each. Below them, Mickey Williams and El Tejano Jr. sitting at 4 points apop. And now, Jack Howard, Bill Bullock, and Matt Robinson, each with 2. Boink. Back we go to live action. That's it. Not as successful as our last event in terms of overall card rating. We went down a little bit, but that's okay. We still finished well above 80, which is all you need to do to put on not only a successful show, but like a positive show that like word of mouth will spread and whatnot, because we also put 2,500 people into this 3,000 seater. So fingers crossed, this is our new home base and we can start to fill this sucker out, because we put 2,500 people here without spending a dime on advertising. Not a dime. That was all word of mouth. Not too shabby. We pulled it off tonight, but the empty bleachers stood out. We may want to consider a smaller venue. There's only one venue smaller in the game, and we can sell that sucker out. So, get your message together. Okay, Serena Deep is the AEW Junior Heavyweight Champion. That's fun. I don't know which Brian that is. It's the new NXT Champion. Yep, we have CMLL 6-person champs. Alright, we have a Big Japan Junior Champion as well. Sure. Superfly, and I believe that is Tito Santana. Okay. There's so many. Like, okay, I know that's Dylan James. Like, I know half their names. But there's like Chris and Johnny won the GCW belts. That doesn't help me with anything. Takaiwa won the Legends Junior title. That helps me. That's the guy that does the triple powerbomb into, or the double powerbomb into the DVD. Okay, we made almost $7,000. That's not bad. That's a little bit better than the profit margin on the last venue, so we can cover the cost. So long as we can keep putting in 4 matches on these venues, we can cover the cost of the upgrade in size, and we're only going to make more money as more people show up to A, pay their ticket price, and B, hopefully, buy whatever snacks or other merchandise we produce. Because now we very much have to worry about making money before anything else. So Noah's interested in working with us, and I don't know what that means. I gotta find a fact that goes more in depth with what this singles tournament scheduled thing means. I know it means that other promotions have something of an interest in working with you, but I don't know how to capitalize on any of it. That's the one thing. Because there's no way I can just be like, okay, let's do a 5-on-5 tournament against Noah. There's no way that I would be allowed to do that. You know what I mean? Like, it would be like, no, you're not popular enough, you're not big enough, etc., etc. So, for what we can do now, let's do our training center maintenance. There we go. Let's check out our... Oh, we sold out all the merchandise! Heck yeah! That's awesome. Oops. Okay, so we made a little bit of money this time. Slowly but surely, we're getting back to our 100,000. Again, I'm hoping once we're done, or toward the end of our championship series, we can hit that gym upgrade, so that'll allow us to hire up to 4 new talent. It'll alleviate some of the pressures, but if we can get guests in, like 1 or 2 at a time, for less than the cost of what it would take to put on a 12-person roster, I think we're still doing okay. Like, not great, but I think we're still doing okay. So let's take a look at our promotions here. Yeah, just in terms of like size, in terms of everything, title belts, who likes us? We're pretty good up until Dragon Gate, and then beyond there, they're indifferent to us. Anyway, okay, so I'm not even really thinking of promotional relationships at this time. They said Noah wanted to work with us, and they're way down here. I wouldn't mind that at all. They're just as popular in America as we are. In fact, they're more popular worldwide. And they're also a strong style promotion. So I'm not opposed to forming these alliances. I just need to figure out how they work. I need to do a little research on my end. Anyway, I'm here to look at these cards, because here we are in the Legends promotion, which is International Legends. So now your opening match is Tatsumi Fujinami versus Doug Furnace. Sure, Furnace seems to be stuck in the lower card, but whatever. Actually, Tenryu seems to be stuck in the 3rd slot as well. Sasaki Tenryu was a 5-star barn burner. The Great Muta and Akira Maeda versus Rusher Kimura and Akira Taue. Alright. Maverick Met Bentley versus Masao Momota. That's hilarious. Tadao Yasuda versus Abyss. That's dope. Jushin Thunder Liger versus Kid Cash. That obviously means When I say legends of everyone that's not in the WWE, every other promotion has the opportunity to have legends amongst them. So like an Abyss and a Kid Cash and a Maverick Matt Bentley are obviously Impact Wrestling legends that are in this promotion. Oh, Masahiro Chono's team beat the team, whomever of Steve Williams and somebody else. Manabu Nakanishi lost to Toshiaki Kawada. That would have been probably a pretty good one in real life. Sonny Siaki beats Takuma Sano. Felix Skipper loses to Kentaro Shiga. And then our 11th match for the championship, Atsushi Aoki, rest in peace, loses to Tetsuhito Takiawa for the junior belt. That's awesome. So they crowned a junior champion in front of, hang on, only 1,800 people, and they put on this card? They're going to go bankrupt too. They're going to go bankrupt like crazy. Wowzers. We only have $85,000 and we're at least... We don't even have any title belts. And we at least can satisfy our debts and make sure we're profitable. Wow. So they're already pretty popular though, based on their performance. Like based on their roster and stuff. So I think they're going to be okay. I just want to check out these main events really quick. So I just want to see how big an arena they're doing, what sort of crowd they're drawing, and what matches are on top, essentially. So who is our main eventer? Carmella and Bianca Belair put on a barn burner to main event that WWE show. Ooh, 16, only half of the 30,000. Really? Minoru Suzuki versus Zack Sabre Jr. in separate teams. Outshone by the semi-main event of Taka Michinoku versus David Finlay. Okay. How are we doing in AEW? Got 15,000 strong again. That witnessed Serena Deeb and Priscilla Kelly go at it. That's cool. Kingston Jericho would have been way better than 56%. Awesome Kong Alley. All right. Shima and Evil Uno to a draw. Moxley versus Mark Quinn. This is awesome. Brian Pillman Jr. versus The Butcher in a 5-star match to open up that episode of Dynamite or whatever it was. Okay, NXT used to, or has in the past, sold out a 30,000 seater. Here they're struggling to get 15K, or they're just below 15K. Brian Kendrick versus Ember Moon was your main event. These are all some crazy matches I'd want to see, so more or less. Oh, Alexander Wolf no longer works for them. Anyway, okay, CMLL, they only have 1,000 again. I don't know. Some of these promotions with all these assets and stuff, you got to be booking bigger venues. Like if I'm doing it, how come you're not? Okay, Big Japan's doing all right. They're more of a hardcore style, right? Yeah, hardcore style. Here's the other AAA promotion. I mean, they got 3,000 people there, but okay, so we're in more of the Ring of Honor situation. Let's take a look at them. They actually have 22 wrestlers on their roster, and they elected to put on a 4-match card. Mind you, they got a lot of teams on here. Okay. I mean, I can see you doing that to try to help rest your talent, because if you only have to work a quarter of the match in a tag team, that's less opportunity to get hurt rather than working half of a match. So I appreciate it, but I would at least try to put on 5 or 6 matches on your cards. There we go, DDT's packing in 3,500 for All Japan as well, who's putting on 9-match shows, so they deserve to be a little higher than they are for sure. Dragon Gate, another 3,500 sellout. Oops, we were down to Dragon. We're down to Impact. Wowzers! Impact Wrestling booked a 50,000 seat arena, filled it halfway, and proceeded to disappoint. Let's see. Matt Cardona versus Havoc was awesome. Jordan Grace versus Trey was great. Chris Sabin versus Gianno Perazzo was pretty good. Thornstowe Page was passable. Shara Hernandez was almost passable. TJP Raj Singh was passable. And your time limit draw, I assume, was just okay between Rich Swann and Suicide in front of 26,000 strong. So you can tell already that some of these promotions, based on their own booking style, are going to be making leaps and bounds in terms of like their standing year to year. Because like Impact just booked a 50,000 seater in Europe and half filled it already, and they are 6 months into their existence. Like, Noah got 24,000. Why are the smaller promotions booking the bigger venues? Anyway, okay. 24,000 come to see Noah. GCW, meanwhile, books a 10,000 seater and only gets 3,000 people to show up. That's too bad. That's really too bad. They only have 11 wrestlers. They only have 11 wrestlers and they still tried a 10,000 seater? I admire your guts. And as we said, the Legends won. Only did 1,800. See, they're going to go bankrupt. They're going to go bankrupt before this is all said and done. Let's take a look. None of our champions have been crowned. Not a one. We don't have a WWE champion. We have a junior heavyweight champion in Bianca Belair. And we have a tag team championship squad in John Cena and their partner. We also have a 6-person tag team champion. So, like, the larger rosters are putting together their team champions first because they have the manpower to do so. As you can see here, we have a IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion in Shingo Takagi. We don't have an IWGP champion. Yeah. Oh, Chris Jericho is the second AEW Heavyweight Champion already. AEW's got it going on. So they got a tag team. They got their junior champion is Serena Deeb that they just won at the main event of their show. They got their junior tag team and heavyweight tag team belts on the Rock. The only thing they need to do is the 6-man belt. Oh, Brian Kendrick won the NXT title from Ember Moon. Meanwhile, Cameron Grimes is one half of the junior tag titles, or tag team champions. So slowly but surely, they're getting things established here. Tag team belts, yep. Takuya Nomura is the junior champ. The AAA champion is Nito Ambergirsa. That's hilarious. Superfly just won. Brody King is your Ring of Honor champion. And Vincent is your junior champion. That's pretty good, actually. DDT Mao. Okay, Naoya Nomura is your Triple Crown champion in All Japan. Hikaru Sato is your junior heavyweight champion, the second champion already. So they've already had not only titles crowned, but titles swapped. Long before I've done anything. Even crowned a champion. So we are we're not necessarily putting ourselves behind the 8 ball because we're still profitable. It's just, it's going to be so much slower than our meteoric rise to the top that we experienced last year. So, Delilah Doom is the Game Changer Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, defeating Nick Gage, and she is also one half of the Tag Team Junior Championships, or Junior Champions, with Eli Everfly, who is also part of the 6-person Tag Team Champions. I don't know if they're also champions with Delilah Doom in that case. Your Legends Champion is Ring of Honor legend Davey Richards. Your Junior Champion is New Japan legend Tetsuhito Takewa. The Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, I think, are Donovan Morgan and Elix Skipper. So that's Pro Wrestling Noah's Donovan Morgan and Impact Wrestling's Elix Skipper. And then Takaiwa is also part of the 6-person championship. I don't know who holds that belt. And if you look down here at our final promotion that didn't last more than 3 months, Pedro Morales was crowned champion on their second show. On their third show, Batista beat them for the belt, and then the promotion folded. So we have a glut of literal Hall of Fame talent in the free agent pool. But they are crazy expensive because they are formally associated with a real promotion. So these belts here, the ones that are vacant, the tag, junior tag, junior heavyweight tag, and 6-person tag will never exist. The only Hall of Fame title that will exist in this world is the one that Batista carries, because the promotion folded before it had a chance to crown anybody else. That's amazing to me. I think that's so wild. I didn't expect that to happen at all. I figured with the amount of talent that they had on their roster and the amount of roster size in general that they would be fine to compete against us for years and years, but nope. One promotion already down, and we are, if not exactly thriving, at least proving to be profitable. Let's take one last look at our Championship Series graphic before we end our day for the day. Okay, or we end our time with the wrestling for the day. As you see, going down the list, David Houston with 6 points, defeating Matt Robinson, Mickey Williams, and El Tejano Jr., losing to Thomas Walker and Kenta Kobashi. They only have 3 matches left. Jack Howard has 2 points, finally picking up a win, or only picking up the win on the first show against Matt Robinson, and since then is on a 3-match losing streak. They're going to be looking to turn their fortunes around. Speaking of turning fortunes around, Bill Bullock just picked up their first 2 points in this last show, so they have 3 more matches themselves to try to make something of a run for the top of the points pile. Matt Robinson here, again, slow out of the blocks, got a win on the second show, took the third show off, and has since lost their last 2 in a row. Will be looking to turn things around. Thomas Walker is undefeated. They have had 3 matches. They have taken 2 months off in terms of competition because we didn't technically start the series in the first month. But they've had to take a month off for injury and a month off because they were fighting Larry Zbyszko in the main event. But in terms of Championship Series competition, they have defeated David Houston, they have defeated Jack Howard, and they have defeated Kenta Kobashi, putting them at a perfect 3-0 for a total of 6 points. Mickey Williams has split their work 2-2 for 4 points. You see Kenta Kobashi got off to a great start with 2 wins in a row, and then went on a 2-match losing skid before turning things around in their latest contest to end up at 6 points amongst the leaders. And finally, at the bottom of our bracket here, El Tejano Jr. has had 3 matches and is sitting at a record of 2-1, losing to David Houston, but defeating Bill Bullock and Mickey Williams, putting 2 of the more dastardly competitors behind them as best they can. Okay, so before we even go back to me on screen, maybe I can just hit this button from here and do a fancy transition straight to my big dumb face right out of that bracket. Heck yeah. So I can thank everybody for watching. No matter where and when you happen to be, wishing you all chill vibes for the moment. Non-contact high fives. If you find yourself in possession of a plethora of positive energy, please share it if you can spare it. And don't forget about your old pal, the silent G, Rad Gnarly, saying so long for now. We will be back Friday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern to continue unraveling the woolen sweater of lies that is Rapture in Bioshock 2. Until then, TTFN, let's find ourselves somebody to spread a little love to on our way out the door. And I have to vamp a little longer because, of course, Stream Deck elects to crash instead of show me this information. Strike 2, Stream Deck. Usually it only needs to reboot the one time. Let's try once more. Oh, there we go. There's everybody safe and sound. Okay, let's go say hi to Bacon on our way out. All right, thanks very much for hanging out. Hopefully I see you tomorrow afternoon for some Bioshock 2. If not, thanks for spending the time with me you did. And ta-ta.